Yo, what is going on, everybody? Completely forgot to transition my thing so I'd be on the screen when it started. But that's how it goes. What's up, everybody? How you doing, Brian? What's up, Richard? How's everyone doing? What's up? How is everyone doing? You're not liking AJ's porn stash? Does he still have it? I haven't seen a picture of AJ Brown without a helmet in a while. Can I join the live draft if you're fast enough? Yeah, we're gonna do what's up? We're gonna be doing an underdog draft or two, and then we're going to do a sleeper draft that everyone can get in. You can also join the underdog draft if you want, but yeah, you got to have the quick fingers to get in the sleeper draft. You are right. Last night, I sent the link in the chat, and I'm not even kidding. I think it filled in like 5 seconds. I was literally looking at my phone because one of my friends was texting me, and by the time I looked up, it was already filled. Good to see everybody. What's up? Golden balled out today. Yeah, I saw that. I mean, let's be real. Like, based on what we thought Golden was going to be, it would be a shock. Like, if he couldn't show up, at least at, like, training camp, right? That'd be kind of shocking. He's back. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up, Chuck? Hi, Zaddy. Fantasy football season is upon us. Yes, sir. It is almost August. We're a few hours away from August. The best time of the year, of course, until September, which is technically the best time of the year because football is actually on. Hey, Nick, I like the hat. Thank you. Thank you. I do. I've had this hat for a while. I wore it in the pool, and now it has like a yellow stain. Like I sweat through it, and I need to get that fixed. That's why I'm just wearing it backwards. How's everyone doing? What's up, AO? Hey, Andrew, how you doing? Smash that like button fast. So you're going to do start sit. I mean, if you have start sit questions in July, I don't know enough about the matchups in week 1 to actually answer, but I will be doing start sit streams this season. Yo, what's up, Jonathan? What's up, man? How are you doing? And yeah, Andrew, you can get in once we do the actual sleeper draft. First, we're going to do underdog, though, just to wet the whistle here. I'm going 5 running backs in the first 5 rounds. Respect. Go Dolphins. Yes, sir. Go Dolphins. So first, we're going to go on underdog and just do a paid draft because I got to do these just because if I'm sitting here by myself, it's not as entertaining as doing them talking to you guys. And I don't technically have to do them. I just like to do them because I think they're fun. What's up, Nick? What's up, Tin Van? How you doing, man? I'm pumped too. I'm super duper excited. So if you guys are new to Underdog, all you got to do is sign up. If you want to sign up, of course. If you use promo code Notorious, you will receive. I'm just going to throw it on the screen. You will receive. If you play $5, you get $50 in bonus entries using code Notorious. If you're a new user, you will also get my draft guide sent to your email when it's done. I have been working through all my PPR rankings, going to finish the half PPR rankings tomorrow and get that all updated at least by Monday. So make sure you guys do check that out. So they put out a bunch of new contests on Underdog. So we're going to do one of the newer ones. We're going to rip a Frenchie. It's $60. 2 out of 12 advance, 1 out of 2, 1 out of 2, then 39. Now, it doesn't pay out just advancing, but if you get to the 39 seat final, you have a 1 in 39 chance to win $25,000. So very, 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 very exciting. I mean, for some people, not as interesting because there's no real like min cash, right, for just advancing, but we'll rip one of these, and I assume it will take some time to fill, so I'll be able to just conversate with y'all until it fills. We'll probably do 2 underdog drafts and then do a sleeper draft. What's up? How you doing? How you doing, Dan? At least we can start watching some football next week. Yes, ma'am. I'm excited. Obviously, the early preseason games are kind of dreadful, right? I mean, I still watch them, but watching the whole game when, the guys you're actually wanting to play don't come out for a while, it's not as enjoyable. I'm in a 12-team league half PPR draft tomorrow. I have picked 10. Who should I draft? 2 quarterback keeper league. Great question. What I would do is if you're a pick 10, depending on which quarterback falls to you, I'm definitely taking a quarterback if it's a 2 quarterback league in the first or the second round, 100%, because by the time things swing back to you now, I'm just assuming that your league mates are like my friends in my Superflex league where the quarterbacks kind of go fast and furious. I don't want to get left waiting and then feeling like I got screwed over. So I'm taking a quarterback either in the first or the second round. You kept Stafford. Okay, so you feel good about your quarterback too. I would just take best quarterback available, assuming the best quarterback available in round 1 isn't like Dak Prescott or something, because a million people took a quarterback. I'm definitely taking a quarterback early though. My first running back, I'm grabbing Genty. I like Genty this year. Gonna be third and fourth stringer football game. Yeah, but it is still fun, you know? Just think about like a few months ago when football was not even close at all. You know, you at least get to have some fun watching that. Nice draft to get in. Yeah, I do like this contest. Obviously, again, the payout structure might not be the most ideal for everyone, but it's only 936 people in there with a chance to win 25 smackaroos, 25,000 if I come in first. So you never know. You never know. Good luck. Have fun. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chuckleberry. So hyped for football to start. Me too. Me too. Should I still draft a quarterback? Yes. In the 2-quarterback league, you have to draft a quarterback in the first or the second round in this scenario, even with Stafford. Because again, because of where you're picking, if you're like in the middle of the board, it's much easier to just kind of sit still and wait to see how it plays out. Whereas when you're at the edges of the draft, like, you know, pick 1 through 3, pick 10 through 12, you know, you could get caught lacking and it comes back to you in the third round. There's no quarterbacks and you're just sitting there like, damn, I messed up. Now, I will note, you could easily win your Superflex league without having those guys, but that's all I'm saying. Davis Maddock is in this draft. Shout out to Davis. Remember how the Raiders made Jacobs play a few years ago, the Hall of Fame game? That was criminal. That was so funny. That was so funny. I remember that too. We talked about that on either live stream or like in videos, and people I remember were so panicked over that. I don't know if anyone else remembers how mad they were. Like, oh my gosh, is Jacobs even going to be the starting running back on the team? I don't even remember who their RB2 was at that point. It was not someone that was good. People are like, oh my God, Josh Jacobs lost his job. Preseason is one of the most insane things for people changing their opinions drastically. You see one clip, training camp, boom, my opinion's changed. Should I draft? Oh, it was Zamir White. Zamir White, baby. Zamir White. My boy, Zamir White. That's who it was. Should I draft running back or wide receiver in round 2? In a super flex league, if it's 2 receivers, 2 flexes, or 3 receivers, 1 flex receiver, if it's just normal, 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, tight end flex, super flex, or 2 quarterbacks, then just go running back. I miss Zamir White, man. It's so funny how these guys that we talk up, like Zamir White, is even on a team anymore now, right? Like, that's so funny. Like, a few years ago, you remember that picture of Zamir White where it's like fucking jacked? And you know, maybe I just remember these things because I fell for the trap, but that's just so funny. Like, a couple years ago, everyone's all high and mighty for him. And this guy's name is Deshaun is Innocent. That is a hilarious name. That filled fast for a $60 league. These do fill fast because there's only 900 people that are in them. So typically, this will finish by tomorrow or Sunday. Typically. Okay. So we got to lock in here. We were not able to get CeeDee Lamb or Amon-Ra. So we're sitting here looking at Justin Jefferson. I don't like Justin Jefferson. I've said this a million times. Actually, I like Justin Jefferson, the player. I'm a big fan of Justin Jefferson. I just don't love the situation here. So I'm just going to go with James Cook. Now, I understand on Underdog, I can't just draft, completely fade Justin Jefferson, because if I fade Justin Jefferson and Justin Jefferson ends up being, Justin Jefferson and he scores 20 plus points per game and we feel like an idiot if we fade Justin Jefferson. But like in your home league, right? If you're just in a home league, I think you can afford to fade him. Whereas in this scenario, I don't think you really can. Like, I have to at least draft him a few times. What's up? How you doing, Chuck? 3 wide receiver league, 2 running back, 2 quarterback league. Okay, so yeah, in that scenario, I'm taking if you're taking quarterback round 1, which you should, I'm taking a receiver in round 2. Where has Debo been going now? I've seen Debo going in like the 9th round. All right, we're up. Kenneth Walker goes ahead of us. So Barkley, Hampton, Derrick Henry, A-Chain. I have a lot of A-Chain paired with James Cook because they play against each other in week 17. So this time we'll switch it up and go with Omer and Hampton. I know a lot of people would be like, Nick, you drafted 2 running backs that have the same bye week. Here, I'll I'll unshow the comments for half a second. Oh, they have the same bye week. I don't really think that matters if I'm being honest with you, right? Obviously, is it the most ideal? No, but is it night and day? Like, is it the death of my fantasy team? No, otherwise I wouldn't do it, right? So wide receiver round 2. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sup, nerds? What's going on, Garage? How you doing? How do you feel about Stribling or Dell as last pick in redraft? In redraft, I don't think I would touch Stribling because Debo is there. I think, like, in best ball, Stribling is a fine pick, but in redraft, I think I'd rather take the shot on Dell because if Dell lives up to who Dell was, and I know it's going to take a while, I don't think you're going to see Tank Dell go out there week number 1, drop a 30 burger, right? That would be insane. I mean, obviously anything's possible. We all know that. That's how fantasy football is. Anything's possible. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. But I'd rather take the shot on Dell just because I think, there is a chance where CJ Stroud does figure it out. I'm not saying that he will, but I'm also saying that it's not impossible that he figures it out. Like, subscribe, and join the Notorious Discord. Yes, sir. Thank you, Spock. Make sure you guys are in the Discord. We have great fun in there. People are always sending. Also, all the breaking news is always sent in there within like 5 seconds. Someone gets signed, it's in there. Some player gets shot, it's in there, right? Instantly. 10th pick in a 10-man PPR, struggling on the start. Who should I pick? Great question. Great question. Now, the one thing that sucks about... Hey, what's up, Legendary One? How are you doing? How you doing, my man? So, the biggest issue with being the 10th pick in a 10-man is you basically get iced out of my favorite strategy, which is in a 10-man league, I think the quarterback and the tight end position are more important because there are going to be every team with loaded running backs, loaded wide receivers. So my favorite strategy is to go for one of the elite tight ends or one of the elite quarterbacks. At pick 10, you basically can't do that because then you're just reaching heavily, right? Instead of pairing, for instance, CD and James Cook together, now you're reaching on Brock Bowers. You're reaching on Josh Allen. So in my opinion, in a 10-team league, depending on how many receivers you start, if this is just a normal 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 quarterback, 1 tight end, 1 flex, I'm going double running back with any combo of James Cook, Chase Brown, or Marion Hampton, Saquon Barkley, Devon Achane. If it's multiple receivers, 3 receivers, or 2 flexes, I'm probably going hero RB and going James Cook or whoever the highest ranked RB is, mixed with the receiver. That's what I would do. And then I'd pray to the gods you get Colston Loveland later or that Josh Allen swings back your way. Very unlikely, though. Who do you like better in standard, Derrick Henry or Hampton? Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is just a cheat code in standard leagues. I definitely think Marion Hampton could outscore Derrick Henry, so I'm not going to say like, oh, it's a lock. Derrick Henry outscores Hampton, but I would think so. 311 in the Discord now. That is awesome. Yeah, make sure you guys are in the Discord. Hopefully we hit 500 this season. Okay, so we could go with the sneaky Josh Allen, James Cook stack of, hey, maybe they throw the ball more to James Cook, but this time we're going to go with the Chargers stack. We're loading up on Chargers. We're going with Omarion and Ladd McConkey. Now, obviously, if the Chargers stink, my team stinks. But in, these kind of drafts, what I like to do is just be like, fuck it. I hope that it all works out my way. That's just how I like to think. Thank you, Legendary One. I greatly appreciate you. Thank you so much. I got to get some emotes. I'm going to have to hit up the good old Chat GPT to make some, or Chat GPT to make some fucking, what are those called? I will look at it, Zach. Whatever those are called, the emojis that you can get. And all my other emotes are made by someone, just so you guys know, but ain't nobody got time for waiting for that. What's up, Legendary One? Keep Saquon. Thank you again for the membership. Full PPR, Saquon or Rice? I'm going Saquon. I'm going Saquon personally. I love Rashee Rice, but I just think Saquon is like 9,000 times safer. Now, Josh Allen falls back to us. 5 picks after ADP, but we did go double running back off Jump Street. Just wouldn't feel great about that, so we'll get T. Higgins here. I know a lot of people don't love T. Higgins because he's just the wide receiver 2 on the Bengals, but if something was to happen to Jamar Chase, T. Higgins is instantly a top 5 wide receiver in everyone's rankings every single week. And if nothing happens to Jamar Chase, T. Higgins is like a high-end wide receiver 2 with 30-plus point upside. And Dab is always there with the fake news. He is. Oh, Zach, can you put your question in chat again, by the way? I would appreciate that because I don't see it. I do not see it. I have the 9th pick in a 12. And just so you know, if you send a question and I can't see it, I don't know why it's like that. It might be because you're putting like a dash or a fucking semicolon or something. Sometimes YouTube just hides it. I have the 9. It's nothing to get. No one, no like mod will hide your stuff unless you're saying like some outrageous stuff. I have every single filter turned off. You could literally say crazy stuff. It doesn't mean you can say that stuff because you get banned, but you get what I mean. Every single filter is off. I have the 9th pick in a 12-man and drafted CD most of the time, and I seem to end up with Javonte in the 3rd. You think it's worth it having 2 Cowboys? Yes. Now, the way I think about it, Riley, is the Cowboys should be a good offense, so it's fine. For instance, would I be okay drafting 2 guys on the Jets in the first 4 rounds? No, because I think the Jets are bad. Would I be okay drafting 2 Cardinals in the first 4 rounds? No. The Dolphins, no 2 guys go in the first 4 rounds, but the same thing, right? Bad team. The Browns, you don't want 2 guys in the first 4 rounds. But the Browns are going to be good, so I like that. And thank you again, Legendary One. I really appreciate you. I feel K9 is being hyped up way too much when he hasn't really put together an elite fantasy season. I think Kenneth Walker has the ability to be elite. My question about Kenneth Walker is his health. Will he be able to stay healthy? I don't know. And that's why I'm kind of fading him. How do you feel about Cypress Allen in Kansas City? I'm going to be honest. Every single summer, there are going to be these players like Cypress Allen who get all this training camp hype and then barely play. Now, could he be the diamond in the rough? Yes. But would I start drafting him now because of training camp hype? No. Now, again, if we're talking about late August and he's getting a gigantic hype train and they're like, he's going to be out there in 3 wide receiver sets, he's going to play a decent amount of snaps, then yeah, I'd be fine taking him. But as of right now, I think there's just a lot of fluff that comes out of training camp. And thank you, Legendary One. Leaning Henry. Have you seen my baseball? I don't think so. Did you put it in Discord? You put anything in Discord? I try to look at the Discord all the time, but there are a lot of messages. There are a lot of you guys in there. Unless you meant your best ball. T is one of the best wide receiver 2s, unlike Diggs. Where do you have Big Cock Brock ranked at quarterback? I actually have my rankings up because I've been doing them. Right now, I have Brock quarterback 11, but he's in a tier from quarterback 6 through 12. So realistically, if you were like, Nick, Brock Purdy's my quarterback 6, I'm not going to judge you. I love Brock Purdy this year. But it's like, I also love Caleb Williams, Justin Herbert, Dak Prescott, Trevor Lawrence, Brock Purdy, all in the same tier. Everyone is wondering, where to project him. Nasty question. Cypress, the new JCM. No, I don't think he'll get as much hype as JCM did. All right, we're back up on the clock here. We got James Cook, O'Marion, Ladd, and T. Higgins. You can see them all in here as well. Dude, we have so much DJ Moore, and we're just going to go DJ Moore and just fuck over the team that took Josh Allen so that we just have heavy Buffalo. Even without Josh Allen, I still think that could be beneficial. And then next round, we're probably going to take Burrow. I'm going to be honest with you guys, like in my home league, I'm probably not taking 6th round Joe Burrow a ton, 5th round Joe Burrow a ton. But in best ball, obviously for the stacking equity, you kind of just have to. I just have to bite that bullet. And if Joe Burrow gets taken, that's fine because we could just end up going with, we're going to want to get Justin Herbert as well, who goes at pick 81. We pick at pick 82. So we're going to have to hope he falls back our way. Like, subscribe, and join the Discord. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, that's a Scary Movie quote? Dude, I have not seen Scary Movie in 5 years. It is funny, though. Scary Movie 1 is funny. I want to see the new one. I heard it wasn't as good, though. I think Nick, not the Cowboys, are going to be good. It's the Browns. Yeah, that's true. Willis to Douglas. I was watching the camp today. Yeah, Willis has been playing pretty well. Again, training camp doesn't mean everything. I will tell you that right now. Training camp could be a liar. Training camp could fool you. It's fooled me before, but I do definitely still think that Malik Willis is still kind of a steal where he's going right now. Fantasy drafts, again, in your regular home league, you probably are not going to draft Willis, but if you're in like a 2 quarterback league or best ball, Nick, did you get into League 7? No. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I am in too many leagues to join every single league that you guys start, even though I would love to. because I want to try to commit fully. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't want to be sitting there on Sunday streaming, then forget to do something and then have to go back in. I know it is a bummer. I'm sorry. I would love to join every league you guys are in. And I guess technically if I wasn't streaming on Sunday, I would be in every league because I could just check it. $50. Nick, how can we see your rankings? They're going to be on Patreon. They're also going to be, if you sign up to Underdog using my code, you can get them. There's also going to be videos of them. And I'll probably end up showing them on a couple of streams anyways. But yeah, I'm going to make a running back and receiver update ranking video soon. Next week, we have a bunch of videos that I really like. I haven't recorded them yet, but some of the most fun ones that I do. I love doing the strategy videos. We're going to be doing double hero RB, might do hero receiver, which is like a newer type of strategy. Robust running back potentially as well. And then we're going to drop at the end of the week my ultimate strategy video, which hopefully you guys do like. Hopefully you guys end up liking that. And we're going to update the rankings on Patreon all the time when they drop. And I'm also going to make a couple update videos on them. So I'll drop videos next week, probably do rankings again in the middle of August and at the end of August. No sleeper draft. We will be doing sleeper draft at the end. I always do the paid drafts at the beginning. Some people say they like the paid drafts more than the free drafts that we do, like the mock draft. Some people say the opposite. I don't know. I mean, I just like doing the underdog drafts, and it's more enjoyable for me to do them when I'm talking to you guys and having fun. Who do you think is the consensus quarterback 2 behind Josh Allen? I think it's Lamar, and I have Lamar quarterback 2. I've been seeing people recently saying that Saquon mid-first round now. Do you have an opinion on that? My opinion is I think in a majority of your guys' home league, Saquon will go at either the end of the first or the early second round. I could see why you would argue for Saquon to go that high, though. Did you get in the Flock League? No, I did not. Sadly, Dark City, I did not. I did not make the top 10 to even make the interview process. It is what it is. Next year, my video will be better. Mason did message me. I was invited to Austin to go to the draft, to go to the meetup. Sadly, it's a really bad time because I thought I didn't get in the league, so I scheduled something that needs to be done, so I'm not going to be able to go probably, but would have loved to have went, and maybe we'll get it next year. I already have a bunch of great video ideas for next year to hopefully get in. What's up, Slick Rick? I would take the others there, Genty, Amon-Ra. Yeah, I agree. I would also take Amon-Ra over Saquon. I think I have Saquon ranked ahead of Genty. I do. Here, I'll just show you guys. Share this tab instead. Okay, so right now, running back, I have Bijan, Jameer, Christian McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor, James Cook, and then tier 3 is A-Chain, Chase Brown, Saquon, Genty, Hampton, Derrick Henry. Again, people might disagree with that, but that's just how I feel about running back right now. I see Saquon bouncing back, but not top 5 level. Possible. I mean, the thing about running backs are there's so many good ones at the top, like Jameer Gibbs, Bijan, McCaffrey. I'd be shocked if those guys weren't in the top 5, right? So there's only so much room inside the top 5. Okay, we're back up. Did Justin Herbert go? He did not. None of these guys have Chargers, so realistically, we should be able to wait until the next round to get him. So let's go Josh Downs here. I like Josh Downs better than Alec Pierce. Now, that might bite me in the ass if Alec Pierce is better, but I do like to stand on something, stand on my opinion, right? I don't just say these things in the video and I'm lying to you guys, right? That's my actual opinion, right? And I put my money where my mouth is. I always wait to get my quarterback. Me too. I like Lawrence the late rounds. Flock League took the L, not having you respectfully. No, that's fair. I mean, you guys can have your own opinion on it. My opinion just really is I tried my hardest to get in. I didn't get in. It is what it is, right? Can't hold any grudges. I like all those guys, so nothing against them. Do you think that Gibbs and Bijan contract dispute affect the play like McLaurin last year? No, I don't. Could it be? Could it be? I don't know. It could, I guess, technically, right? Because we've talked about this historically. You take a running back, these guys that hold out, like CeeDee Lamb, if you remember when he held out, these guys, Terry McLaurin, they struggle early on. I just don't know if like a guy as young as Gibbs, a guy as young as Bijan, if that will happen. Now, you could be right, and maybe like the first 3 weeks they suck. or are just like, 15-point guys or 12 points instead of, the 20 plus you're expecting. But I'm not worried about that. Gotta love the Sun God. I love Amon Ra. I love Mr. St. Brown. Hopefully we get Justin Herbert here and this guy does just auto him. That would actually piss me off, like when you get auto pick sniped and we don't. I do agree with you, Spock. I think it was possible that he could have went, but since no one else has a Charger, it seemed unlikely, but you never know, right? People, just because I have the stack doesn't mean anything, right? Like, I'm sure the guy that had Jamar Chase thought, oh, Joe Burrow is definitely going to fall to me, and then he doesn't because I took Joe Burrow with T. Higgins. But I like this team so far. Obviously, in your guys' redraft league, don't draft 2 quarterbacks in the first 8 rounds. That should be obvious, right? If it's not a super flex league, but in best ball, things are a little bit different. I'm willing to bet the house on it. Saquon will be top 5. I'm not saying, I don't think that's a bad call, to be honest with you. The problem, though, again, like I said, is like the top 5 at running back. Like, I could see, obviously, Jameer, Bijan, McCaffrey, right? But I could see the RB4 at the end of the season being Jonathan Taylor. I could see it being James Cook. I could see it being Genty. I could see it being Chase Brown, Hampton, Saquon, A-Chain. I could see Derrick Henry scoring 1 million touchdowns. I could see Kenneth Walker. If everything goes right, again, I'm pretty anti-Kenneth Walker, but if everything goes right, he stays healthy, he could easily be a top 5 running back. Now, they're saying he's clearly going to be a workhorse. Let's see, right? Because it really seems like Seattle figured out, hey, let's not make him the workhorse. Then he stays healthy, right? So that's just kind of how I see it. And yeah, I'm happy we got Mr. Herbert. And yeah, I'll scroll down a little bit so you guys can see the board. Baker going to tear it up. Zach Robinson has the most 3 wide receiver sets, and he's mad about the contract. Pay the man, Tampa. Yeah, I think they should pay the guy. They said they didn't like what he said. Of course, they're not going to like what he said. He was pissed, and I'd be pissed too if I was Baker. Baker deserves the money. Do I think Baker's like a top 5 quarterback? No, but Baker's the kind of quarterback that's good enough to elevate in playoff games, and he's good enough to get paid, right? I know how the NFL works. Finding a quarterback is hard. Right, my whole life, the Dolphins never really had the guy. I thought it was Tua. I thought it was Tannehill. Chad Pennington was pretty good when I was younger. Chad Henne had his time, but yeah, we never really had that guy. It's hard. And I think Ted Hurst is sneaky good this year. I think Ted Hurst is going to fill into that Mike Evans role in Tampa. Not like a redraft pick, though, because they have Jalen McMillan. They obviously have Igbuka. But like, I wouldn't be shocked if we have a couple of games where like Ted Hurst finds the end zone. He's a nice late round pick, in my opinion. Davis Maddox in this draft. Yeah, I noticed that at the beginning. I've actually already done a bunch of drafts with Davis. I don't stream snipe him, though. I'm not like watching a stream to get in. He does a lot of slow drafts. I think he's already done 1,000 drafts. He was in like 20 of my Pomeranian drafts, like the $3 drafts on our dog that I was doing slow drafts. And I hate the slow drafts. I get how people do it, but waking up at 8 a.m. and instantly having to make 30 picks just, isn't for me, but I get why people do it. Obviously, not everyone has time to sit here like me and waste 1 million hours doing fantasy football drafts. Pelican, do you think A.J. Brown could have his best season? Yes. Yes, I do. I think this will be A.J. Brown's best season. I think he could easily be the wide receiver 1 in fantasy. I think he's skilled enough to do it. There are question marks about, with his injuries in the past, like has he lost some of his burst in terms of being able to get that separation? But I do think Drake May is good enough to elevate him. I think the offense is good enough to elevate him, and I think the offense is going to be trailing in a lot of games. And they're going to have to throw the ball a ton. It's crazy. I think this one guy's auto picking, and if he's not auto picking, he's just waiting until the very last second to pick, which is crazy in like a $60 draft. I get if this was like a $3 draft, but this is 25 bands to first place that hopefully we'll be taking home at the end of the season. Okay, so we need more running backs. Obviously, we don't have any tight ends, but like no harm, no foul in my opinion on that. I'm not like fiending for Rashad White, but yeah, we don't need to take Rashad White here. We're going to go Jordan Mason. I'm pretty big on Jordan Mason, if I'm being honest with you. I'm starting to get Jordan Mason pilled. I'm starting to really like him. I liked him a lot last year, and it burnt me. So I'm falling for the exact same trap, getting honey dicked by him yet again. I'll probably fall for it again. Do you have any good auction draft strategy for this year? I don't play in any auction leagues, and I don't pretend to act like I know a lot about auction leagues. And to be honest with you, I just don't have, I do have the ability to pay attention for 2 hours and do a draft, right? But you have to be really locked in the whole time. It's just not my thing. So yeah, that's really my take on auction drafts. I wouldn't, it's just like with IDP, right? People pay, they'll ask an IDP question. I will give them my best opinion on it. But I'm not going to ever sit here and act like I know so much about IDP or I know so much about, you know what? Let's get Matthew Golden. Let's get the rookie, not the rookie, the sophomore. See if he figures it out this year. I was going to go Dobbs, but yeah, I would try to give you my best advice if you were live doing a, auction draft. It's just difficult for me to give you my 100% confidence rankings and stuff like that I don't do. What later RBs do you like? In terms of like, what do you mean by later? Do you mean like now, like round 10 plus? I like Rodriguez, not because I think Rodriguez is really that good, but I think Liam Cohen likes Rodriguez. And if something happens to Tootin, he could be good. I like Keaton Mitchell. Seems like he has a good connection with Herbert already. We've seen some good throws his way. And Mike McDaniel loves running backs. I'm interested in Pacheco strictly as like a handcuff. Same thing with like Kamara, Dylan Sampson. Those are kind of the late round running backs that I like. But again, a lot of late round running backs. Like, I don't think Dylan Sampson is going to go out there and take, Quinshon Judkins' lunch money. I don't think Keaton Mitchell is going to take Omarion's job, right? Should I always quarterback and wide receiver stack in redraft? No. You can. I do it sometimes. I don't do it other times. I think of it kind of as like a bonus. You know what I mean? Like, if you leave the draft and you didn't stack your quarterback with your receiver, fine. If it fell your way to do it and you do it, good. But it's not, life or death, right? If I draft CeeDee Lamb, I'm not like, gonna throw a hissy fit if Dak gets sniped 2 picks ahead of me because I like Dak pause, but I also like Herbert, right? I also like Lawrence. I also like Purdy. So it's not the end of the day for me. Golden doubloons. Yeah, I like Dobbs a lot this year as well. The Patriots are just so interesting because they were so good last year. Like, can they live up to the expectations again? Unsure. I don't think so, but we'll see. But I do think the passing attack, they're going to have to throw a lot. Did I watch Spider-Man? No, I'm going on Sunday with my friends. My wife does not like Spider-Man, so she's not coming with. All right. So we've got 5 receivers, 3 running backs, 2 quarterbacks. So when we take Joe Burrow and Herbert, we're not taking a second quarterback. If one of those guys goes down, if Joe Burrow goes down like he always does, knock on wood, I'm just kind of fucked with just Herbert the whole time, but it is what it is. Based on strategy, you should not do that. And like, there's this draft capital thing that this extension I use has. It's free. It's like fantasy.vip. They don't advertise, no free ads, but kind of shows you like, hey, I'm good at quarterback. I'm good at running back, but I'm going to need more later, right? I need more receivers, more tight ends, kind of just guides you based on, how people finished in the last couple of BBMs. Do you think bdge will return to rookie form this year? I hope so. But man, we're seeing people glazing Parker Washington. We're seeing Liam Cohen sucking him off. We're seeing all these guys glaze him, and it's kind of scaring me. It's kind of scaring me as a BTJ guy. Kind of scaring me. I'm starting to get a little bit nervous. All right. Let's go. I kind of want to go Shaheed. I don't have a lot of Shaheed. Seen a lot of hype on Shaheed. A lot of people are saying they like Shaheed, but we don't have any tight ends, and I'm going Goddard. I got a lot of Goddard. I know people are saying like, oh, Goddard, like if you just look at his stats, like 11 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns the last 4 years, right? Oh, he's not going to score 11 touchdowns again. Sure, but he could get 8 without AJ Brown, right? That's just kind of my thought on things. Sure, it's unlikely he scores 11 again, but is it impossible? No. Nick, am I cooked? Drafting for the 10th spot. Just got my draft spot in my home league. I hate it. I actually like the end of the draft. Call me crazy, but I like the end of the draft, to be honest with you. I like it. Mr. Bruce. I like it. I like double tap and running back. I just like it. And I'm going to do something way different than we normally do. We're going to go off the beaten path, as they say. I genuinely think in best ball, you should never, ever, ever, ever handcuff your own running back. I don't think you should, because if, Omarion Hampton goes down, then you don't really get Omarion Hampton's value back, right? Whereas like if I don't draft Bijan and I take Brian Robinson and Bijan goes down, it's like a extra special, right? But what if Keaton Mitchell is very involved and he's like able to be a fine flex for me, right? I think it's a little bit different in this scenario. And again, because I don't ever do it, maybe this is the strategy that works. Maybe it does. Maybe we get lucky, And that's kind of what you're praying for in best ball. Now, this is a 900 person contest. Like Best Ball Mania has a gazillion people in it. So, don't think you have to go super insano in the membrane in this to win. I'm surprised Diggs hasn't signed yet. I'm not, because Diggs is just he was going through like legal trouble and stuff. But I think he will get signed soon. I like being near the turn on either side. I agree. I don't really like the middle this year either. I don't. I'm seeing a lot of people whip out the draft, tier list for, best positions to draft. And maybe I will do that. But yeah, I mean, 1 and 2 are definitely my favorites by far. 1 and 2, especially if you're in like a 10-team league, 1 and 2 are by far the best. And normally I don't like I like drafting a like Spock set at both ends. And then I like 5 or 6 just because I can get McCaffrey. Smash that like button. Facts. On the 11th pick of my home league, do you like Genty Saquon? Yes. I like Goddard this year. Me too. I love Goddard. Fair enough. Am I looking at the pick? If I'm being honest with you, at that pick towards the end of the first round, I'm just going to be hitting both running backs because there's so much value at receiver, like in the middle. And again, I understand that, your home league ADP is going to be different than underdog, right? It'd be foolish to act like it's the same. But like guys like Egbuka, Ladd, those guys could easily be available in your home league in the 3rd, 4th round, right? Like I got Ladd and T. Higgins. I could have potentially got Waddle, right? Those are guys I feel really good about. So double tapping running back early feels the smartest here, in my opinion. Yeah, make sure you guys are in the Discord. Shout out to all 106 people watching, 83 on YouTube, 23 on X, the everything app. All right. Now, if we go Gadsden, I feel like we almost have too many Chargers. And if the Chargers stink, we stink. But if the Chargers stink, we stink anyways. Gadsden's really confusing to me this year because, like, I don't really want anything to do with him in redraft. Even though I really like the player Gadsden, I'm just kind of worried about how Gadsden's going to perform, like, with Njoku there on, like, a weekly basis. Like, can we ever actually trust him? Now, we have seen McDaniel get a lot of juice out of tight ends. We saw Darren Waller get revived from the grave last season. We've seen guys like Greg Dulcich, Janu Smith. So I think Mike McDaniel's pretty good with the tight end. Looks like the way to go. Are we going to do a sleeper draft? Yeah, we are going to do a sleeper draft. I'm not sure if we're going to do another underdog draft after this and then a sleeper draft, which is probably what we'll end up doing because I do want to do both of these before it fills. And I think since I'm probably not going to stream tomorrow because I got plans tomorrow night, by the time I get back to stream on Sunday, I think this will fill. So I think we're going to have to do it again here. Okay. Let's go Gadsden. Let's get both our tight ends, and then we don't have to draft 3. We could still draft 3 if, based on, like, win rate, we should. I don't know if I love that, but maybe if it's, like, our last picks at tight end. 12-man half PPR. Standard 1 flex, CMC or JSN at half. At 105. Half PPR, 1 flex. Now, Chuck, to me, it's just basically like, what's your risk tolerance? What I mean by that is like, are you okay knowing that if McCaffrey goes down, you just burnt your 1st round pick, right? Because that's how I look at it, right? JSN, less likely to get hurt, younger player. That's how I would weight it, right? Can you live with, your 1st round pick going down instantly, right? Because that's what could happen with Christian McCaffrey. Now, I play in all my leagues to win. I'm playing thinking I want 1st place or I'll come in last place. I don't care, right? I just want to win. So I would pick McCaffrey. If you're more concerned about, hey, I don't want to lose. Hey, I want to be safer, you go JSN. And that's perfectly acceptable. But I think Christian McCaffrey wins leagues. I think JSN could win leagues too. But to me, having that like super elite running back is just such a strong advantage in fantasy. So I personally would lean CMC. You guys know me. I'm a huge Christian McCaffrey guy. I've been for a long time. I'm just a big believer in him. All right. We're going to need more running backs, but we can wait on running back. Can we? Yeah, we can. We're going to go receiver. And we're going to grab Jawan Jennings. I don't have much Jawan Jennings. I believe in the talent of Jawan Jennings. It just sucks that they have Addison and Jefferson there. Juwan, though, if one of those guys goes down, could be really good. If not, he's like a fine 10 points every couple of weeks. Like he could just enter my lineup. He's okay, right? He's not a league winner by any means, in my opinion. If no one gets hurt, but if someone does, he is. Do you like Hampton over Saquon this year? I have it ranked. I'll just pull it up real quick. I have it A-Chain, Chase Brown, Saquon, Genty, Hampton, Henry. Again, they're all in the same tier. So if you're like, Nick, I like Hampton better, that's fine to me, right? I'm not going to argue with you about that. Comment section went crazy. You talking about the Flock League comment section? They are going crazy. They are going crazy, if that's what you're talking about. I do it according to value. Running back start. But if someone like Amon-Ra is still available at 10, yeah, 100%. Fantasy football is all about value, right? Fantasy football is all about just drafting the best players, right? And adapting as you see it. Going into the draft thinking you need to go 3 running backs in the first 4 rounds will completely screw you if you're, not getting the guy. Like, again, like if Amon-Ra, like Spock said, is available at 10, I'm not taking James Cook, right? I'm not taking these other guys just because I want them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What's up, Rome? Yeah, I hope you're doing good, Rome. I feel like things are lining up for Hampton to go off this year. I agree with you. Do you think Marv or Michael Wilson will be the wide receiver one in Arizona this year? I'm drafting Michael Wilson because he goes later. Do I think Marv could figure it all out? Yeah, I do. He was just so good coming out of college, but I still have question marks, and I think you should too. I think everyone should. Paul, what's up, my man? Thank you for the super chat. Who do you like more, Rome or Burden? I like Burden better. Now, could Rome outscore Burden? Yes. Also, like something that we're not really talking about enough is maybe the answer to Rome or Burden is Colston Loveland. What if that's just the answer, right? Or what if the answer between Rome, Colston Loveland, and Burden is just draft Caleb Williams, right? Now, Burden is going to always get hype from the head coach, Ben Johnson, because Ben Johnson drafted Burden. He did not draft Rome Odunze. He inherited Rome Odunze. The coach, Ben Johnson, loves Luther Burden. Rome dealt with injuries. Maybe he's still hurt. Like there's talks of that too. I just think, gun to the head, I'm taking Burden. That's really just my opinion on things. I love Colston Loveland as well. I don't have a lot of Rome. I definitely have much more Luther Burden. So yes, Burden over Rome Odunze, in my opinion. You should be in the Flock League. Thank you. But I didn't even get the chance to be, so it's okay. It's all good. So yeah, I definitely prefer Burden over Rome Odunze. Again, just because I think the coaching staff really wants Burden to succeed. As crazy as that might sound, that's what every beat report you hear is. Everything you hear out of the coach's mouth is just glazing. Completely glazing. Luther Burden. Okay. So this thing seems to think that we need our tight end, so that's fine. So I think we'll go Greg Dulcich here because I think Dulcich is pretty sneaky because he could just be the Dolphins' best tight end. The best receiver on the Dolphins. And now we don't have to draft another tight end. We're just going to draft running backs and receivers from here on out. But yes, Burden over Rome Odunze. And Burden, like if you just look at his stats from last year, it's very easy to just, think he's bad, right? It's very easy to be like Olamide Zaccheaus played over him. Some coaches are just like that. And what I mean is some coaches give the rookie their lashings metaphorically, right? Hey, you're the rookie. You can sit on the bench. You can wait, right? Oh, you messed up on a motion. You didn't motion correctly. Go sit on the bench, bitch, right? Go hold that Gatorade. That's what they do. Some coaches are like that. Some coaches are very gung-ho. Hey, we drafted this guy. Get him out there off Jump Street. The Chicago Bears took things with ease with Burden. And I think this year they're going to really go full out with him. And I think Burden has gigantic upside in a Bears offense that I expect to be very good. And that I think a lot of people would expect to be very good. I want to go Sean Tucker here. There's a lot of hype on Bucky Irving out of camp today. They're chanting, Bucky, Bucky, Bucky. And yeah, I think Bucky is really good. But Sean Tucker had a bunch of touchdowns last year. Like if something was to happen to Bucky, he could sneak in a couple of touchdowns. You feel good. If nothing happens to Bucky, he could still rush in a couple of touchdowns. Like, let's see how many touchdowns he scored last year. Sean Tucker scored 7 touchdowns, rushing, 1 touchdown receiving. So I think he's a nice late round grab in best ball. I traded DJ Moore and Brandon Ayuk for JSN in my Dynasty League before JSN broke up in early 2025. That's amazing. That is amazing. Burden will likely get the X roll and Burden the Z. I like Burden too, yes. I agree with you. I agree with that take. I think you're going to see a lot of Burden also getting like moved around the formation. A lot of those like, maybe like jet sweep type of plays where they're just trying to get him the ball any way they can. A lot like what we saw with like Tyreek in Miami with McDaniel. Burden up stock? Yes, I agree. Scatterboo could be a top 10 back. I think so. Kenneth Gainwell taking all the passing? Yes, I agree with that. But I'm just taking Sean Tucker in the 16th round because what happens if he just scores 7 touchdowns again? He'll have good enough games where he might score 2 touchdowns in one game, right? I agree with you. He does take away the receiving value from Bucky. And Bucky also was dealing with that shoulder injury for a while. That's a little concerning. Is anyone else concerned about that? Like I am. Burden the Amon-Ra St. Brown potentially. The Special K, thank you for the super chat. Gibby running back, wide receiver, or Gibby wide receiver at the 101. Sleeper, PPR, 2 flex. Good question. I'm going to... I mean, for me, I like Bijan over Gibby, but I don't think taking Gibson, right? Antonio Gibson. Jahmyr Gibbs over Bijan is crazy. So, in my opinion, for me, the running backs that come back to you most of the time, I don't love in the second round. And what I mean by that is like, I don't necessarily love taking, like right now, like I love Josh Jacobs, the player. Seems like a bad guy off the field, but again, who knows how true everything is that you read. But I don't necessarily love taking him right now at the end of the second round, right? You fast forward to late August, nothing happens. It's all good to take him there. I prefer to get him in the third round. But yeah, based on how things typically slide, like I'm going to pull up the draft board in a second on here so I could just show you exactly the players that I'm talking about. But a lot of the time, you're not going to be able to get like, unless you really like Jeremiah Love, which I do not. I do not like Jeremiah Love. You're probably better off, like, see how this team started where they went Gibbs, Rice, Pickens? Like, that's a great start. That is an amazing start, in my opinion. An amazing start. Again, it all depends, though. Like, if your league mates are, took a sip of stupid juice before your draft, right? And okay, wait, we need a receiver. Let's go Ted Hurst. We actually talked about Ted Hurst. No, let's go Tank Dell. Actually, Tank Dell. We have good receivers like for early on in the season. So we want that value late that Tank Dell brings. But what I mean is like, unless your league mates are drinking the stupid juice where A-Chain's falling to the 2.12 or Derrick Henry falls to the 2.12, you're typically in a scenario where you're just reaching on a running back in that range. So I would rather just double tap the best receivers that are back there. Malik Neighbors, Nico Collins, George Pickens. Some leagues, A.J. Brown falls into the third round. Do I think he will fall into the third round of your league? Again, it all depends on how smart your league mates are, the Special K, right? Not everyone drafts with the sharpest knives in the cupboard. Some of you guys will draft with people that'll draft Josh Allen with the first pick, Mahomes with the first pick, right? Again, not everyone is in leagues with geniuses, which is fair, right? I don't expect everyone to be the best at fantasy football, but for me, I like the Gibbs receiver start. Unless we hear unless we hear Josh Jacobs all good, then I'm fine going running back, Gibbs, Jacobs, and then a receiver. Okay, we need a running back, I think, here, or receiver. I think we need a receiver. We'll go receiver. And fuck. Yeah, I'm not liking any of these receivers. Let's go Chris Bell. YOLO. Maybe Chris Bell's that guy, pal. Maybe Chris Bell is that guy on the Dolphins. Go with more of an upside shot. Hope our other running backs worked out. So yes, running back, running back, receiver is how I would start from the one hole. Again, unless you're getting a crazy falling value, that's probably the way. Like, I think Rashee Rice, look, Nick, did you see the video of Rashee Rice at training camp? Yes, I did. I think everyone saw that. He looked like Sammy Watkins. He looked fat as fuck. But he just got out of jail. I'm not too worried about him, to be honest with you. Again, we're still a month away from the season, right? If that clip of Rashee Rice came out and, football starts on Wednesday this year, right? So it's Tuesday, and you see it's Champ Chong Tuesday, and you see him running like that. It's like, okay, that's not good. But right now, I'm not too worried about that. So yes, I would go Gibson. Oh my God, I keep calling him Gibson like he's Antonio Gibson because it's Gibby. I used to call Antonio Gibson Gibby. Gibbs, receiver. That's what I would do. Sean Tucker was a red zone fiend last year. I agree. He was very good last year. Very, very good. The best creator in the fantasy space. Flock League lost out in huge ranks. Thank you. Thank you, Caleb. Like Caleb's videos too. Watch Caleb's videos on YouTube over at 4for4. Caleb makes some great videos. What's up? I wonder why Sean Tucker doesn't get enough run good back out of Cuse. Well, it's just because they have so many running backs, right? It's not like Sean Tucker's better than Bucky, right? Or Kenneth Gainwell, but he's a great goal line back. He would be great. Like, he could be legitimately super valuable in fantasy if he was on just another team where they didn't have two running backs ahead of him. Yeah, make sure you guys are in the Discord. So our team, to recap what we did here, or remove the comments for a second, it was Joe Shiesty, Justin Herbert, James Cook, O'Marion Hampton, Jordan Mason, Keaton Mitchell, Sean Tucker, Lad McConkey, T. Higgins, DJ Moore, Josh Downs, Matthew Golden, Juwan Jennings, Tank Dell, Chris Bell, Dell and Bell, I like that, Dallas Goedert, Gadsden, and Greg Dulcich. How would I rate this team? I don't think this is the best team I've ever drafted, but it could work. Could work. Like, if Lad goes bananas, if T. Higgins goes bananas, I think we got it. I think we got this because, again, we're just assuming James Cook and O'Brien Hampton are really good, right? So I think this was a pretty good draft. Now we're going to do another draft on Underdog, and then we are going to do a sleeper mock draft that you guys can all join in on. Again, if you're a brand new to Underdog, sign up using promo code Notorious. You get the free pick. Plus, you play $5, you get $50 in bonus entries. Use code Notorious. You also receive my draft guide to your email that you signed up with. Once that drops, I'm going to work on it more tomorrow. It'll drop. It's dropping at the beginning of August. Hey, bro, quick question. Do you think CMC this year can produce like an RB1 last season, the final ride? I'm going to be honest with you. I hate that people are calling it the final ride for McCaffrey because I think he's still got a bunch of juice left in the tank. We're going to do another $60 draft here. I think he's got a lot more juice left in the tank, guys. I think he could easily be the RB1 again. I like it. Good balance, strong quarterbacks. I agree. I like that team a lot. But to draft like the complete and utter nuts, you kind of really just need everything to fall your way, right? You need some more. And again, in these kind of drafts though, that are $60, like, you know who's drafting a $60 draft in August? I mean, in July? Smart people. You know who's drafting a $60 draft in late August? Not always the smartest people. And that's why something that is a big advantage on these like best ball websites, drafting on a Friday night, a Saturday night, it's not necessarily late enough yet for people to be, wasted, but you could draft up against some people that are just on their phone, drinking heavy, and you can get some nice steals. Say it's a hack. What round do you feel like Kittle and Kraft to be value off of injury? Well, considering what's his name, Kraft is off the pup, he's going to go in like round 6. And he's going to be good to go week 1. So Tucker Kraft, like round 6. Kittle, you can wait till like round 8 or 9. That looked like a good draft to me. I'm all in on Downs. He and Pittman, good route runners, but I feel like Downs is quicker and hit the holes faster. Downs was a guy that I was all in on going into last year too, and I missed. But sometimes, the thought process was correct. And what I mean by that is like sometimes you could be right and it just not go your way. It's all about the process of things. Like, I didn't see Alec Pierce coming. Alec Pierce is coming off of an injury. We'll see how it goes. We got the Influencer 101, of course, because everyone knows who I am, right? I'm super famous. Got $1 zillion in the bank, totally. I make 2 videos every day in August. That's why, That's a joke, obviously, just so you guys know. But yeah, we got the Influencer 101. Everyone in this draft does a million drafts, by the way. That's why they got the orange badge. the yellow badge, the gray badge. I just got the red badge, which means I've done like 1,000 or more drafts, something like that. But we're gonna win. Big D money is in this draft. Or if any of you guys are in these drafts, let me know. Let me know, and then I won't talk my whole strategy the whole time. But I do appreciate you guys watching. Please make sure you guys do hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And hopefully we do actually get $1 million in the bank with a nice win in Best Ball Mania this year. That'd be pretty exciting. We're going to be doing a lot more streams. Don't you worry. Okay. So I have Bijan ahead of Gibbs. But in these kind of drafts, Gibbs goes 1. You know, you just take Gibbs, in my opinion, right? You just do. Unless you really think Bijan is 100% the 101, right? Whereas I'm like 51% I think it's Bijan, 49% I think it's Gibbs. Because, for instance, if I do 1 million drafts at 1 and just take Bijan every time, then if I'm at the 2 pick and everyone's taking Gibbs, then I'm just going to have too much Bijan. It's not a smart idea. I don't get to show you no stinking badges. Which draft is this one? This is the $60 one that dropped today. The Frenchie 12. Double entry. You can do 2 entries. 25,000 to first. 2 advance out of round 1. Then 1 out of 2, 1 out of 2, 39C final. You only get paid once you get into the finals and you double your money. Is this the contest that does everyone prefer this? How this works? No, right? Some people prefer, you know, you min cash, you get X amount of money, right? But sorry. But with it being a coin flip, sorry about that. To advance, right? After you get 2 out of 12, you know, 1 of 2, 1 of 2. Feels fair to me. And again, it's 25,000 to first and 10K to second, 5,000 to third. You think Miami would trade for a wide receiver? Jesus. If they become available, I can't see them rolling out Tutu, Tolbert. No, I'm going to be honest with you. I think if they bring anyone in, it would be Diggs. I don't think they're going to be out there looking to trade any pieces because they could easily finish high enough to draft Jeremiah Smith, to draft a new receiver. So that's probably what I think their goal is, right? I mean, it sucks as a fan of the team, but I get what they're doing. You ever won big money on our dog best ball or no? My biggest win was in one of the daily contests. I do those all the time, which is like you draft for the Sunday or the Saturday. I like doing those. I made it to the finals of, and I'll show you guys after I made my pick if I could find it, the finals of the Super Bowl contest, like the playoffs contest. And JSN getting hurt completely fucked me. If JSN did not get hurt, we would have won more money. I was talking about it yesterday, but I will actually show you guys tonight because I can remember. That would have been a solid win for us. Just a quick follow-up. Why do you think CMC could keep going, produce more? Is it just pure eye test? To me, it's just everyone likes to say that these elite talents are going to fall off. Derrick Henry, Devontae Adams, Christian McCaffrey. Sometimes you're just too good and you don't fall off. So we're back up here. I love Rashee Rice. We're taking Rashee Rice. I always take Rashee Rice. I don't give a fuck that he looked like a fat bastard running today. And we're gonna go Nico Collins too. I don't care that Rashee Rice looks like he ate one of those fucking, you know, was that Sammy? Who was? Oh no, Eddie Lacy, the fat Eddie Lacy eating Chinese food. I'm not worried about that. But yeah, I'm not worried about McCaffrey, man. I just think some of these guys are just different. Genuinely, some of these players are so different. They're just that good that it doesn't matter to me. And he is one of those guys. So I love McCaffrey. Eventually he will fall off. Eventually everyone falls off, you know? But I don't think it's this year or soon for McCaffrey. Unless he gets hurt, of course. Hey, gang, what's going on, Mr. Thomas? No old man Allen? You talking about Josh Allen? Is Josh Allen old at this point? What's up, Danny? How you doing, man? We bump in on that Friday night thicky Nicky. Kelvin Benjamin also, who I was thinking of. 4 keepers in my league. Do you like Zay or Brees more? I like Zay more. I feel like Zay is due to have that season where he scores a bunch of touchdowns. The problem is he's not like built like a guy that scores a million touchdowns. And Danny, if you ever want to hop on, let me know. I'm going to try to stream a lot in August at night. So if you ever want to come on, let me know. And we're ripping. I don't know if you're here at the beginning, Danny. We're doing the Frenchie. I just did a Frenchie pause. Doing the second one. $60 Rooskies. Only 935 people in the contest. Oh, Keenan Allen going to Miami. That's what you meant. Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. Keenan Allen seems like it's Chargers or he wants to win the Super Bowl and go to another team. You know what I'm saying? Like he wants to go to a team that he believes will win the Super Bowl, you know? Allen is super old to be going to the Dolphins. And that's kind of why I don't think Diggs is coming to the Dolphins. Because he's so old. Not so old. Diggs ain't like 40 years old. You get what I mean? But like, he's at the point of his career where he's ring chasing. All right, so we got Gibbs, Rice, Nico. I feel very good about my start. Very, very good about my start. I'm not a big on Jeremiah Love. I get why people are. Fantastic player. One of the best prospects we've seen. But who knows if the Chargers will be able to run the ball enough for him to succeed. Now, I got to turn my fan off. I think that's why I'm coughing. I think that's why I got a case of the cough. Because I took this fan from my wife's house. My wife has dogs, like at her parents' house. And I'm allergic to dogs. To some dogs, certain dogs. And they mess me up. Not all dogs, though. All right, Nico Collins, Jeremiah Love, Breece Hall, Devontae Smith, Trey McBride, Zay Flowers, Chris Olave, T. Higgins, Kyron, Ladd, Egbuka, Ted, Waddle, Javonte. Javonte in the 4th is crazy. I don't understand how he's not like unanimously a 3rd round pick. That's fire, Danny. Have a safe drive. You play tennis? That's kind of fire. I used to play tennis when I was a kid. I live by a tennis court. I used to play tennis all the time as a kid. I took like tennis lessons and then I stopped playing once I got into like middle school. I was never any good at it though. That's why I stopped. Terry ETN just got here to hear about your right away dubs. Huge W. I don't know why I'm like dying out here. First guy to go down from dog allergies midstream. Garrett Wilson goes. I'm trying to think about what I want to do here. Josh Jacobs goes at 44. If we want to go with another receiver, because I'm going to be honest with you, like this range of running backs is kind of just like you either go David Montgomery and you're just like wrapping 32 condoms around your team. You're going Swift, you're wrapping 32 condoms around your team, or you're grabbing the loaded gun. You're taking Travion Henderson, who might do nothing a lot of games, but has huge upside. Colson Loveland goes right in front of us. Danny's guy. We're just going to keep drafting Baishal Tootin. I think his ADP is going to move up. I don't think you're going to be able to get him at the 4-5 turn a lot. I think he's going to go to the middle of the 4th, maybe even the end of the 3rd. And then let's go Devontae Adams. I love Devontae Adams this season. I know people will say, Nick, Devontae Adams can't possibly score. What he played 14 games last year, he scored 14 touchdowns. He can't possibly do that again. Why couldn't he? Why couldn't he? A lot of people like to overthink these superstar talents, like these guys that have been the best at doing what they do for a decade, and they just like to project the fall off. Again, I get he's older, so he's more likely to get hurt. I'm as much of a doctor as Johnny Sins. I always say that, but Devontae Adams to me in the 5th round, it just feels free. If he gets hurt, it is what it is. You swallow that pill when it happens. Travis Hunter is being drafted in ESPN again. So Hunter, BTJ, Myers, and Washington. Way too many wide receivers in one team. I feel like we should be out on all of them. I'm just taking, like, on Underdog, I have so much I've been taking a lot of Travis Hunter because even if Travis Hunter's playing a bunch of defense, he's going to have big games. He looked really good in that game last year. I think it was against the Chiefs. He looked so good. That was a primetime game. That was the game where Chris Jones just blocked no one. Do you guys remember that one? I think that was the game where Travis Hunter had a big game. Where right at the end, Chris Jones was blocking fucking John Cena. If you guys remember. But yeah, I'm starting to get more in on Parker Washington. I'm 100% in on BTJ, but I am starting to kind of worry that maybe it just doesn't go any of these guys' way. And that's, again, why I've been saying just wait till later on your draft and draft Trevor Lawrence. I feel like there's one story that no one's talking about more. We got to talk about more, and that's Michael Wilson being one of the best raw wide receivers in the league to help by an incompetent coach just on the eye test A1. I don't necessarily think Michael Wilson is amazing. Like the best receiver I've ever seen. He's far from it, but he is better than I thought he was going to be coming into the NFL. I will give him that. He is much better than I thought he was ever going to be. And, you know, if Marv fumbles the bag again, like what's going to happen with Marv? Is he just going to get traded? Is he going to, like, they're not going to re-sign his 5th-year option? A Travis Hunter pick 6, will that count on underdog? Yes. I'm going to be honest. I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea. My lean would be no, but I don't have enough confidence in saying that. Because I'm going to be honest, when the season goes along, I'm not, I track to see, at the end of, week 8, how good is my best ball teams doing, but I don't follow it, week by week because I do so many of them. It would just be too stressful to look at that every single week. Thoughts on the Steelers' backfield? My thoughts are this might just be a 50-50 backfield. I thought we were going to see more Jaylen Warren than Rico. But it's still super early, so I don't really want to flag plant either guy, right? That's just kind of my opinion right now, is just wait and see. Now, I do think with Mike McCarthy as the head coach, they might be trying to throw the ball more with Rodgers. I just don't know if Rodgers can keep up with that. That's another worry of mine, but we'll see. We'll see how things go. It is the last ride for Mr. Aaron Rodgers. One last wife. His alleged wife said he could do one more. But it was cool to see Rodgers meet up with his family. I don't know about Rodgers. I don't know anything about his personal life. Obviously, I don't know the guy, but it was nice to see because I know him and his family went astray or something like that. So that was pretty cool. So we start our team: Gibbs, Rice, Collins, Tootin, Adams. I feel great about this start. Feel great about this. Do you think Jamar could have another 2024 season if Joe Burrow stays healthy? Yes. These guys that are the best receivers in the NFL, the CeeDee Lamb, the Justin Jefferson, the Jamar Chase, those kind of guys, Puka, any given year, they could easily just be this gigantic JSN. These guys that just rip off these insane seasons, right? All right, we're back up on the clock. We don't really have a lot of. We took a bunch of Jaylen Warren early. I have not been taking as much anymore. I'm going to be honest with you. I am fading Marv more now. But since we already have a lot of receivers, I'm just going to take him and just say, you know what, maybe, just maybe, he finally figures it out. He won't, but maybe he will. I don't really love Jaylen Warren at this pick. It's at ADP. So let's just go QJ. And again, I know QJ kind of is disgusting to take him in the 7th round. And I do kind of agree with that sentiment. He's not going to go there in your home league, but the upside is so strong. Mike McDaniel, I really believe in Mike McDaniel. I know a lot of Dolphins fans hate him, right? He wasn't the guy that we thought he was going to be. He kind of is the guy that he always was, right? Great play caller, suspect actual head coach, but now he's the OC. He's not the head coach of the Chargers. I think you're going to see some crazy shit for QJ, just some stuff where he's just butt booty naked, wide open. All types of plays to get the ball in his hands. Obviously, I think Ladd's the wide receiver 1. I think you'd be foolish to think big QJ is the wide receiver 1 on the team, but he's going to have those big games. He's going to have those splash games, and he's going to have those games where he scores 4 fantasy points. Speaking of him, what about JJ? Where are you taking him? I'd be fine taking JJ, preferably the early 2nd, but he goes in the 1st round. The argument for Justin Jefferson is that he's Justin Jefferson. Doesn't matter who the quarterback is. It could be me, could be you, except for JJ McCarthy. Cannot be JJ McCarthy. If JJ McCarthy becomes the starting quarterback, it's disaster. Last year, there's a bunch of injuries. JJ gets hurt. It's, when you're taking Justin Jefferson, you're just betting on the tout because Justin Jefferson is without a shadow of a doubt one of the best receivers in the NFL. He's been consistent throughout his career outside of last year. He's still really good. Kyler's better than JJ. I'm fine taking Justin Jefferson. I just think it's not impossible for Justin Jefferson to look back at and be like, damn, I wish I got Justin Jefferson. Like, in the perfect world, it would have been better if we were drafting him in round 3 instead of 1. I think that's more possible than people are kind of talking about. I have CD above Justin Jefferson. I think you could easily have Drake London over Justin Jefferson. I think you could easily rank AJ Brown over Justin Jefferson. And again, it's nothing against how good Justin Jefferson is. It's just about the offense. It's like the same shit I say about the Jets, right? I think Garrett Wilson's legitimately one of the best receivers in the NFL. But his quarterback's Geno Smith. Mike McDaniel and Josh McDaniels, not good head coaches. Yeah, it's what comes with the last name. All right, so the 8th round is interesting here because we will be able to get some running backs that I like. I don't have any Patrick Mahomes, really. And I'd be interested in drafting Mahomes. I know people are like, oh, Mahomes doesn't look that good. I don't expect Mahomes to be running a lot this year, right? And that does hurt his fantasy football value if he's not running as much. But that doesn't mean he can't be a top 5 quarterback a bunch of times next season. Doesn't mean that he can't finish as the quarterback 1 a couple of times. And that he can't just be a reliable top 12 quarterback. And again, I don't think you necessarily need the nuts to win this contest, to be completely honest with you. Because again, it's only 39 people in the finals. And it's just 50-50. As long as you advance, it's 1 of 2, then 1 of 2. It's a toss-up. Right? So, I don't think you necessarily will need, the nuts quarterback to win this. I don't think so. So, even if Kyler's the quarterback, you're taking AJ and London over... No, I'm not. I'm not taking AJ and London over JJ, but I'm saying you could. What I'm saying is, would I be shocked if AJ and London finished over Justin Jefferson? No, I wouldn't. I would not. But I would be taking JJ over them. But to me, there's less concerns about... I think Tua, he throws the ball to his guy. Penix throws the ball. He's going to throw the ball a ton to London. AJ Brown, Drake May is going to feed him. So that's really the only question mark with Justin Jefferson is is Kyler going to be able to actually be okay enough, because we've bought into Kyler before and it hasn't worked. Hot take, Jets offense will be sneaky good, and by that I mean average. Possible. Vegas has them as I think the worst or the second offense in the NFL based on points per game, or they're tied for the worst. It's just a little bit scary for me. Okay, I'm going to go Mahomes here. And I think we just wait later on a quarterback. Maybe we'll go Stroud. But this one, so we'll go Mahomes. And let's get more J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins today said that he vows that he's going to stay healthy this season. I mean, J.K. Dobbins gets hurt brushing his teeth. He stubs his toe. He's out for the season. He got hip dropped last year by the Raiders in Monday Night Football or Thursday Night Football, one of the most dreadful games of last year. Shout out to the Raiders. Shout out to Brian. Dreadful game. But yeah. When's the next draft? What's the next draft? The next draft we're going to do is going to be just a sleeper 12-team mock draft that I'm going to just put in the chat and everyone will join. Everyone will join. Well, not everyone, because there's 127 people watching total, 92 on YouTube. So not all of you guys will be able to join, but 11 of you will. You think there's a path towards Cam Ward being top 12? I mean, there's a path for a lot of quarterbacks to be in the top 12. Cam Ward's a guy that, let's be real, in your one quarterback league, that's not like a best ball draft like this. Who the fuck wants Cam Ward, right? Who wants him? Cam Ward's the kind of guy you just pick up off the waiver wire 4 weeks from the start of the season if he does it, right? I think Cam Ward could, because I think he's good at running. I liked him at Miami. And I saw some good out of him last year. I just didn't see a lot good out of him. I'm low-key feeling JJ more than Lamb this season. That's fine. Perfectly fine. Smash the like button, guys. You too. Throbbing Dobbins. That's crazy. Are the players in the first 5 rounds that you aren't touched with a 10-foot pole? Yeah, there are. I don't love Genty, to be honest with you, in the first round. But if he goes in the second round, it's fine. I don't love Trey McBride because I think if they bench Jacoby and go to Carson Beck, his value down the stinker when it's most important in the fantasy playoffs. But we can't guarantee that he's going to get benched. So I'm not going to say full fade Trey McBride. It's just a little bit cautious on him. Just like I'm a little bit cautious with Kyron, overthinking things probably, but Blake Corum might play more of a factor. So I'm just a little bit more nervous. Again, not a full fade, just a little bit more nervous. Breece Hall. I love Breece Hall, the player. I'm not drafting him in fantasy. I'm not drafting Jeremiah Love. I don't really love Mike Evans either. An Unk in San Francisco just reeks of disaster. And Travis Etienne just feels like wrapping 7,000 condoms around your team in like the third round where he goes and redraft. At the end of the day, every guy that I say is a fade, I can also make the positive argument for him, and that's why I do that as well, right? Like Jeremiah Love. I think Jeremiah Love won't be successful in Arizona this year, but it's not because other running backs are going to take away his touches like people think. I don't think that. I think he's going to very clearly become the guy about halfway through the season. My worry with Jeremiah Love is the Arizona Cardinals might be terrible. They might not be able to run the ball a bunch. They're going to have to throw, and that could just completely bury his value. That's why. That is why I'm worried about Jeremiah Love. Lol. Yeah, make sure you guys are in the Discord. Please make sure you join the Discord. Stafford goes. Fuck. I wanted Stafford. This team doesn't even have any Rams. I think the Jets could be a poor man's version of the Colts. Everyone thought the Colts were done for. You know what? That's fair. But Geno Smith isn't Daniel Jones. But maybe he is. Maybe he is. My opinion is market is off on the Titans. Brian Daboll. No, I think Brian Daboll is really good. Like a good offensive coordinator. I think Cardinal Tate's really good. I think Wandale's a solid receiver. They have fine running backs. I just don't really see Cam Ward being like you draft him super late and he wins you your league. You know what I mean? Okay. So we have Mahomes, so we're gonna go Kelsey. Get the stack with Rice and Mahomes. And then the question is like, who do we want else at quarterback? You know what I mean? Like, who are we going to want late? Do we just take Kyler, stack him late? I don't know. We don't have any Green Bay. This is rough. This is real rough. Just go Mark Andrews. Yeah, let's go Mark Andrews here. Let's hope for a Mark Andrews bounce back with no Isaiah Likely. We're getting the unction at tight end here. And then I guess we should still draft a super late tight end. But yeah, we got the old tight end room here. I feel good about Gibbs and Tootin. The only issue here is going to be finding another receiver to match with the quarterback. Malik goes. I was thinking about Malik, but didn't end up going his way. Brushing his teeth. I'm dead. Thanks, dude. No problem. Hand over. I caught the live stream. We lit. August is so close. Yes, sir, man. We're so close. I'm feeling it. I feel it. What team do you think will be the worst offense in the league this year? The Cardinals. Sleeper link. I'm going to drop the sleeper link in the chat once we start the draft, which will be in like 5 minutes. Titans' biggest question mark is quarterback play. Just like Anthony Richardson. Yo, which OC do you think will affect his offense the most? Mike McDaniel. I think Mike McDaniel is going to completely change the Chargers. I think Justin Herbert's going to be begging on his knees for the Chargers to throw a fat bag at him. To make sure he stays and doesn't go coach elsewhere. That's just the way it is. See, how did my friend Dominic? What's up, Dominic? How you doing? For Love, I could see 40 to 50 catches, and that would be a saving grace. That's true. Again, I don't think the other running backs like James Conner and Algier are going to be like legitimate deterrents. But there's still a potential for it to be, right? I don't think they will be, but I think they're still possible. All right. We got to figure out which other quarterback we want. And I'm thinking we do go Stroud because I don't have any Stroud. Like, what if Stroud turns back the clock? I don't think he will. I do not think he will. If I'm being 100% honest with you, I don't think CJ Stroud will do that. But he could, okay? And then maybe we just do our average fucking Mendoza stack as our third quarterback, which we just do all the time. We have so much Mendoza. Where's Mendoza? 16%. If Mendoza does not work out, like if Kirk Cousins plays the whole season, which I think is not going to happen, if he does, then we're just down bad. We're down bad. Not gonna lie, Cam Ward looked good towards the end of the season. Week 18 versus Jacksonville, he was cooking before he got hurt. Making me nervous as a Jags fan. I mean, I always thought Cam Ward was good. It's just the question of, is Carnell Tate going to be able to elevate him his rookie year? Is Wandale good enough, right? Like the offensive line. Tony Pollard isn't like this elite running back. Like there's question marks around him. Maybe he's just more mid in fantasy, which is kind of just my thoughts. Like, what if he's just like a mid quarterback? Like quarterback 12 if you're lucky. Most of the time, quarterback like 16, 15. Like fine quarterback 2 and super flex 2 quarterback, but nothing super special for fantasy. That's fire, Daddy. Have fun. They throw in A-Chain in the slot again. What's going on with Ollie Gordon? What's going on with Ollie Gordon is maybe Ollie Gordon just isn't that good, right? I mean, that's always possible. I always fall for like the Mike McDaniel drafted this running back, so it's got to work. I've been falling for that with the Dolphins, and it worked with A-Chain. Ollie Gordon's just fine. He's just fine. And yeah, I think you could be seeing A-Chain out of the slot. And this guy took CJ Stroud just to fuck me right in the ass. Just to say, fuck you. Have fun, Danny. I'm going to go see Spider-Man on Sunday. All right, we're going to have to get disgusting here. So we're definitely going to take Naylor. So we can get Mendoza later. And then the question is, what other quarterback do we go? Because, like, Coker is gone. So we can't draft Bryce Young. Like, I don't want naked Bryce Young. We might just have to do Jacoby Brissett and hope Jacoby Brissett plays enough at the beginning of the year to be fine. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to go Woody Marks. Because I think Woody Marks could be Temu Gibbs, and just catch a bunch of passes early on. Obviously, he's nowhere near as good as Gibbs. I mean, I could go Ward, but I don't have any Tennessee players. And no other Titans go back here besides Ridley. And Ward is already gone, too. So I think we're stuck. We're stuck with Mendoza. And I think we're going to have to go Jacoby Brissett. I think Jacoby Brissett's going to have a bunch of really good games this year. My biggest issue with him is just like he probably won't actually be starting the last 3 weeks of the season that matter the most, right? He probably just won't be in there. Dominic asked you who the sleeper running back is. The sleeper RB. I mean, I've drafted so much Dylan Sampson. I'm going to say Dylan Sampson. What draft is this? This is the Frenchie. $60 to enter. 25 bands to first. Danny, be careful, yes, sir. I saw that movie. It was pretty good. I'm glad to hear it was good. Where do you think Debo should be drafted now? Probably like the 8th or 9th round. Tucker or Naylor, wide receiver, one of the Raiders. Naylor got the bag. I'm leaning Naylor, but I like both of them. I don't know how much Naylor I have. Pause. Does it say? Because I already drafted him. I don't know if it will say. 21% Naylor, and I have 13% Tucker. I draft them a lot because a lot of the time I do get iced out on quarterback. I just reach. I mean, I don't reach enough, and I get fucked. So I end up with Mendoza and either Tucker or Naylor in a lot of these drafts. I don't like this team anywhere close to how much I like the other team, but I could also see this one working. I've been seeing so many people fade Tet. It's just weird in my opinion. The reason why people are fading Tet is just because it's like, can Bryce Young really get Tet to be a top 12 receiver? Top 10 receiver. And where you're drafting him, right, you want that, right? You're hoping for that. You're hoping for that. People keep overrating CJ's play on Nico Collins projections. No, Collins is fine, regardless of how good CJ Stroud is. But Collins could be great if CJ Stroud goes back to playing very well. That's just kind of my thought. Yo, it's Dom. I think it's Baishal Tootin. Baishal Tootin goes too early to be like a sleeper, in my opinion, like because he goes in like the 5th round. But I do think Baishal Tootin will be really good. I have a bunch of Ward, him, Hellman, Iomanner for feel free for late stacks of best ball. Even better if you got Tate. I have a lot of Wandale, Carnell Tate. And Wandale Tate, Cam Ward. All right. This team is fucking going to be disgusting because on paper, we're just going to hate our quarterbacks. Our running back room, if Gibbs, Tootin, and Dobbins play all 17, is going to look good. And if Rice, Nico, and Adams play good, this team could be really good. It's just very questionable quarterback play. My tight ends are questionable too. They are questionable. They're very questionable. We're not going to take Mendoza yet. We might actually have to, though, because someone else took Trey Tucker. I don't remember who did. Trey Tucker, and they have 2 quarterbacks. I don't think they're going to take Mendoza, so we're going to wait. Let's go Samson. Another RB on the squad. And then we don't have to take any more running backs. Then we can just go receiver from here on out. I kind of like AD Mitchell, low key. Think he could be the wide receiver 2 on the Jets. Let's go AD Mitchell. And if Fernando Mendoza goes, we're just chalked. It's curtains for us. It's straight up curtains for us if Mendoza goes. But I don't love, like, I mean, let's be real. I don't love Marv. So that makes me question my receiver core more. About time to take Golden. Golden's been gone. Golden goes so high in these. Not so high, but he goes like higher than most people would probably feel comfortable taking him. Round 9. What up, Dom? Igbuka, thoughts of where you're taking him? I love Igbuka. I'd be fine taking him in round 3. Like where he goes here at the end of the 3rd. Bucky could outperform ADP by a lot. He's prime. My worry about Bucky is simple. He's good, but they have Sean Tucker and they have Kenneth Gainwell. How many passes is he going to catch? That's a question. That's really my worry. Why is everyone confident on London when his quarterback is Tua? Because when Tua was the QB1 in Miami, he fed Waddle when he was the wide receiver 1. When Waddle was not the wide receiver 1, it was Tyreek. He fed Tyreek. Drake London is one of the best receivers in the NFL, in my opinion, and Tua's going to feed him. That's just what he does. Do I think Tua's great? No. Do I think Tua will feed him? Yes. That's really why. It's not like he's J.J. McCarthy who's going to forget to throw the ball to Justin Jefferson, right? How do we feel about A-Chain or Genty round 1? I think Genty's safer. I prefer A-Chain. Nick, the Dolphins stink. I know they do. A-Chain was great last year, and the Dolphins stank. And I think a lot of people are kind of forgetting that the Dolphins have a defensive-minded head coach, and their defense is actually decent. So while I do think the Dolphins are going to lose a lot of games, I wouldn't project them to just be, the first quarter's over, they're down by a gazillion like the Cardinals last year, and you have to just throw a million times. I just don't think that's going to be the case. Why are people hitting up Brissett as like a quarterback 2-3 option? Who's going to throw the ball like 50 times a game? Yes, I agree with you. My biggest problem with Jacoby Brissett is I believe weeks 15, 16, 17, the playoff weeks on Underdog in your fantasy league, I don't think Jacoby Brissett is going to be starting. I think they're going to go to Carson Beck. Now, do I think Beck is better than Brissett? No. But I think they're going to try to see what they have in Beck, in my opinion. Could I be wrong? Yes. If I'm wrong on that, then I'm going to feel stupid because I should have drafted way more Jacoby Brissett because Jacoby Brissett's going to do what he did last year and drop 30 nukes randomly every couple of weeks. They had a couple of mocks and they were constantly there. Yeah. At the end of round 1, you're going to be seeing a lot of the same running backs. Like I would say James Cook doesn't normally fall as far. But like the Genty, the Hampton, the Walker, the Barkley, Chase Brown, A-Chan. Chase Brown, A-Chain, dude, I'd be busting my... Oh, of course, this guy's name is UMN Raider, and he takes Mendoza. I'm just fucking stupid. His name is Raider. Why did I not expect that to happen? So now we just got reamed. Igbuka or Zay Flowers? Igbuka. When we do the sleeper draft? After this, so like 5 minutes from now. Now, they got us play Brissett. Why else would they pay him? I mean, I thought they would start Tua until Tua went out. And then, you know what we did? We played... Quinn Ewers at the end of the season. So we are going to draft the most nasty quarterback room here. We're going to go Geno stacked with fucking AD Mitchell and Jacoby Brissett. What's going to be funny is this is a team I hate. Like, just due to the fact that our quarterbacks are so disgusting. But this is going to be the team that wins me $25,000. This team is so disgusting that it will work. Sounds familiar. But again, sometimes the most disgusting teams are the ones that work. Who's getting a ring first? Lamar, Burrow, May, Caleb, Daniels, Purdy, Dak, or Knicks? Great question. Man, Burrow's defense sucks too much ass for him to win the Super Bowl in the next few years. If I had to guess, it would be May because the Patriots just have that black magic. So I would guess May. May or Caleb would be my thoughts there. Devontae Smith, T. Higgins, Buko, who you taking? I'll just pull up my rankings. What was it? You guys are going to get flashbanged in a second because I'm going to switch over to my white screen. That's not like dark mode. Devontae, T, or Buka? I got Devonta Smith, 16. Igbuka, 17. Who's the other guy? T. Higgins, 15. So I'd lean T. And I honestly prefer Igbuka to Smith, so I'm just going to flip him right now. Oh, shit. I just stopped sharing my screen completely, which I did not want to do. Got to go back. Share screen. Back to the draft we go. Go Brown, 17-0, win the Super Bowl. Definitely. That's definitely going to happen. That's what I tell myself every year as a Dolphins fan, that this is our year. The problem with this range in the draft is like, yes, I want to draft another tight end, right? Because we have Kelsey and Mark Andrews. But who the fuck do you draft here? Like, who do you guys like? Like Jake Tongs, maybe you get 1 week of him. Denzel Boston or Casey in fantasy, I'd prefer Concepcion, personally. I've drafted some Njoku. Like, I guess Gesicki would make the most sense. Like, he, on paper, probably most likely to score the most points. Could just pray to the gods that I'm fine with the Unk combo of Kelsey and Andrews. And then just go with another receiver. Like, we have such a strong trio, though. Whereas, like, our tight ends, they are old as hell. Cowboys, 5 rings. I can't believe we got sniped by Raider. I don't know why I didn't read his name, and then I would have just taken Mendoza. This team is gross because of that. But it's okay. I mean, you don't necessarily need... I don't necessarily need the elite quarterback to win. You just need to have the right weeks come your way. It's either receiver or tight end here. Cade Kubnik. I always called him Clint Kubnik. Cade Kubnik. That's crazy. How does it feel drafting Devontae Adams even though he's 33? I don't care. I don't care how old he is. He could be 40 and I'm still drafting him. He's just that good. I think people worry about age too much. Oh, guys, let's fade Derrick Henry for the fucking 7th year in a row. Surely this will be the year that it works, right? Surely. Cyphers Allen is going to start getting drafted. He's going to start getting drafted, I think. We were talking about him earlier. Okay, let's just go Gesicki. Alrighty. Devontae is a league winner. I agree with you. Okay. So now we're going to do a sleeper draft. I'm going to send the link in here. I'm also going to send the link in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, I'm going to link it right now. There's a lot of people in the Discord. I almost accidentally left the Discord. That would have been feeling like a fucking jackass if I accidentally left my own Discord. There's the Discord link, but I'm going to post the link in here too, so you don't necessarily have to be in the Discord, but join the Discord if you want. We are going to be doing a 12-team PPR mock draft. Yesterday, I did, I think, 9-1. I think. So I'm going to go 12 this time. Again, it's 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and a flex. I'm going to share the screen here. And we're going to rip this. I'm going to copy and paste the link. Let me just make sure it works. Okay, it does work. Okay, I'm going to send the link in here and in the Discord. So you guys can join. Rip the mock with me. Again, this is for no money. This is just a mock draft, just for funsies. And we'll see. Oh, sorry for that. And we'll see how quickly this fills. Yesterday, we filled it in like half a second. Might take a little bit longer tonight. Okay. I draft based on projected points versus ADP. That's fair. Egbuka over Olave and Pickens changed my mind. I personally have T. Higgins and Pickens ranked ahead of him. Would I say you are insane for that? No. Okay, so let's just see what the pick timer. We're going to do a minute and a half at the beginning, and then we'll switch to 60 seconds towards the end. Please don't take a fucking year to make your pick. so that we can get out of here before like 11:30. Thank you guys for watching. Shout out to all you guys. Shut Up Breathe, Max Nasty, Crag Lord, Connor, Gail, Asdick, Richard, Fantasy Football, something. I can't see your full name. And of course, this isn't just working, so I can't just easily do it. Fantasy Football Goated, Bruce Wayne, The Truth, Hurts One of You, and myself. Shout out to you guys. So I don't think saying that is crazy enough to where I would even debate you. Thank you, Spock. Make sure you guys are in the Discord. What do you think about Skylar Bell's the sleeper? I don't think anything about it, to be honest. No need for a minute and a half clock. I don't think so either, but yeah, I guess we'll just do a minute. You're right. We'll do 1 minute. That reset the clock on Richard. Devontae is a touchdown merchant. He is. But he's going to score 1 million touchdowns again. Like, just look at the guy's career. 14 touchdowns, 8, 8, 14, 11, 18, 5, 13, 10, 12. He's going to score 10 touchdowns again. He's just going to if he stays healthy. He's just going to. I think people really like just project the fall off of all these guys and they just never fall off. Oh, and I'm going to switch where I'm at on the screen, by the way, because I'm blocking some of your guys' usernames. I'm blocking my own fucking team. So we're going to have to move to the bottom. That was the wrong one. This one. Bang. And then we're going to have to... I wish you could move where the comments are. Maybe I'm just, you know, a noob and I don't know how to do it. Maybe an item. No, I'm unable to move where the chat's at on StreamYard, so I just have to take it off the screen. Well, I'm up. Okay. Gibbs, Chase, B-Rob, Puka, Jonathan Taylor, JSN, McCaffrey, Monra, CD, James Cook, Hampton. Yeah, we never take Justin Jefferson, so we're going to take him here. Because I think, again, if I was doing like 20 fantasy leagues, I'd want some Justin Jefferson. And yeah, I'm not going to love the running backs by the time they swing back around. So we'll go with my highest ranked guy, which is A-Chain. And A-Chain is ranked 11 on Sleeper. I said this during the summer. A-Chain's going to be a first round pick in a lot of your guys' leagues, and people aren't going to like it. A-Rod is a Hall of Famer. Donald coming out of retirement. So I think Aaron Rodgers is a Hall of Famer. Is that what you mean? Or A-Rod, like the baseball player? Aaron Rodgers, definitely Hall of Famer. Donald coming out of retirement, I do. Oh, unless you meant, is Aaron Donald a Hall of Famer? And you spelled it wrong. I don't know. But yes, I do think Donald will come out of retirement, to be completely honest with you. Okay, so we went Jefferson, A-Chain. Again, normally at this turn, I would go running back. But let's be real. Like, while I'm kind of nervous about Justin Jefferson is one of the best receivers in the NFL. And if Justin Jefferson averaged 20 plus PPR points per game, would any of you be shocked? The answer is no. So that's just kind of how I think of this. And we'll see how it looks. Because again, normally basically every time I'm at the 12 pick, I'm just taking a combination of running backs. So I won't do it this time to see how I like the team. And I'm very curious, like, do you guys play in leagues that are, most of you, that are 2 flexes? Or just 1 flex? And then 3 receivers or just 2 receivers? Because I bet you it's probably 50-50. And what I mean by that is like the people that play in 3 flex or 2 flex / 3 receivers versus just, 2 wide receivers, 1 flex. I would say it's probably 50-50. 2 flex. I think a lot of more competitive leagues is either 3 wide receivers, 1 flex, or 2 receivers, 2 flex. I think that is probably like 51% of people are more in that boat. Now, I also play in leagues that are 2 wide receiver, 1 flex. So it's just always hard to make video content and say certain stuff about draft strategy without contextualizing the kind of draft that everything is, right? All the mocks I do are 2 receiver, 2 flexes, just because it adds more to your starting lineup. It adds more fun for the mock draft, in my opinion. Interesting. Yeah, I think more flexes is becoming more normal. 2 wide receiver, 2 flex is becoming very, very normal. Bauer's going to flop this year again? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. 4 receiver, 2 flex in your 16-team league. Holy fuck. Who's your receiver 4 in a 16-team league? Ted Hurst? It's a joke, obviously, but that's crazy. The most people I've ever played in a league with was 14. My main league used to be 14 teams for a while. And I actually think 14 team leagues are significantly more fun than people give them credit for, but it is a way different strategy. And a lot of the teams look pretty bad. It's like one where if you're not the best at fantasy, your team might be brutal. Kenneth Walker will finish top 5 running back. I don't think so, but I understand why you think so. Saquon, I almost called him Jamar Chase Brown, Genty, Rice, AJ Brown, Derrick Henry, Nico Collins, Drake London, Brock Bowers, Kenneth Walker, Neighbors close out the second. Third round opens McBride, Pickens, Hall, Love, Igbuka, Jacobs, Olave, Kyron Williams. Interesting. Again, when we do these drafts with you guys are the most normal. Like, you guys are plugged in. If you're doing a fantasy football mock draft in late July, you're plugged in, right? None of you guys are going to do the most bananas, stupid shit ever. So this might not help you prepare for, some of your leagues with the buffoons you guys play with. But if you're drafting with a bunch of level-headed people like yourself, this might be very well how the first 3 rounds of fantasy drafts go. You're from the future. I like that. Wide receivers push up the board fast. Devontae Smith is this year's JSN. Possible. You should have been the flock league, but they went with that dumb dude Rome said. Now, Rome's my friend, so I would not say that about Rome. I like Rome a lot. Rome's a nice guy. Rome is funny, too. Fortunately, no one in my league is level-headed. Yeah, so these mock drafts are very different. Rome's a nice guy, by the way, just so you guys know. I know that a lot of people will judge people based off of what they see, like on YouTube, and even I do that. I mean, I am very much like who I actually am in real life. Like, if you met me, you just randomly saw me in New Jersey, you'd probably be like, wow, that's the exact same guy in video I watch. But not everyone is that way. And certain people, you've only seen, 5 minutes of Rome talking total. You don't necessarily know everything about the guy, right? Just like you don't know everything about me, even though I do talk about my whole life and everything on these streams. Scattaboo in the third, respect. Respect to Scat in the third for Mr. Bruce Wayne. I respect that. a ton. Josh Allen in the third. Josh Allen's been falling, man. But in your guys' actual home leagues, he might just go in the second round. Josh Allen at the 311. We're up now. The running backs here, besides Javonte, are so gross, in my opinion. T. Higgins, Garrett Wilson. So the receivers, it's starting to get a little bit more gross. So we'll go T here. I like T. Higgins a lot this year. And then we'll get our second running back, because by the time things come back, I doubt we're going to be able to get Tootin. I think you guys are more plugged in. You guys might be more Tootin head. So we'll go Javonte. I love Javonte this year. I just want guys on the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are going to be a good offense. I've said that for a long time. All summer. I want guys in good offenses early on. Maybe the Dolphins aren't a great offense. I guess I contradict myself, but I think A-Chain's going to be really good. I think the Bengals are going to be really good offensively, and so I think the same thing about the Cowboys. Nah, I mean, Rome. I think Rome is going to be very good in this league, in the flock league. I think Rome, a lot of people in the comment section don't like him, and I think that makes him great for the league, to be honest with you. And Zufa, I don't really know anything about Zufa, to be completely honest with you. So I find it very hard to judge any of these people without actually knowing them, Besides Rome, who I do know. The guy at the 105 is the best start so far. JT? Oh, I wonder why you're saying that. JT, Nico Collins, Igbuka. I do like that start, though. I'd say Mason something else, but yeah, I don't know. No, Mason is a nice guy. Again, just because you might not like them, if you talk to the person, he's really nice. Mason's a very nice guy. Very nice guy. Tyler Sports. I'm gonna be honest with you, I have no idea who that is, and that's not he might even have significantly more subscribers than I have. I genuinely have no clue who that is. Actually, I do know who that is now that I Googled him. That guy's crazy. Nothing against him, though. He's just very loud. So am I, though, I guess. I would take Scat in the second. I think Scat is going to easily be a third, fourth, fifth round pick in a lot of leagues, but I do think Scat has the upside to be a top 3 running back. What do you think the floor and ceiling for ETN is? The problem with ETN's ceiling is I think we're going to see a lot of Kamara catching passes too. So I feel like ETN is like his ceiling is like a low end RB1. His floor is like a mid range RB2. Like ETN's basically just like you know what? Let me not get completely fucked by my pick, right? It's round 3, it's round 4. Let me just be okay with my team. Let me just be okay. Like right now, if Craig Lord takes ETN, I don't think he should because he already has 2 running backs, but like I get why people do it because it's not very likely that ETN just goes full bust mode, pause, and is just terrible. But the way I look at things typically earlier on is like I want to make a strong argument for my pick to be a league winner. For Justin Jefferson, the strong argument is he's Justin Jefferson. Maybe Kyler sucks, but Justin Jefferson could just be Justin Jefferson and win you your league by that. A-Chain, the Dolphins might suck, but he's really fast and very efficient when getting the football, and their offensive line is better than people give him credit for. Their defense might be better than people think, and they're going to be able to run the ball more than you think. And A-Chain is really good. He's been very reliable. He's a top 5 running back. T. Higgins, we've seen great seasons with him and Jamar Chase. If Joe Burrow stays healthy, there's no reason to believe that T. Higgins in your fantasy championship, if you make it there, he could score 40 points. Javonte, maybe he's not the sexiest pick in terms of like a pass catching running back, but he could easily be from your 4th round pick, a top 12 running back. Right? So that's kind of how I look at things. Whereas like ETN just kind of feels like maybe he's like a low end RB1, but he doesn't really have that crazy ceiling. Whereas I think like there is a scenario where Javonte just scores a gazillion touchdowns and that's how he wins your league. Right? I think people are overdrafting Giants with Nagy. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think people are overrating the Giants because outside of neighbors, like Dart goes at pick 81. Who else is drafted? Likely pick 117, right? Scat, I guess, goes highly, but I don't think like the OC is going to destroy Cam Scatterboo. So that's more what I mean. Yeah. Greg Roman is going to be the one that's dealing with Scatterboo. I think Greg Roman's going to have Scat looking right. Camaro's a goal line merchant. I think Bro's the second best quarterback in fantasy possible. How do you get to where it only shows one person's draft so far? You mean like how I clicked on it? You just click on your own picture or anyone's picture and it will show you their team. Just highlighted. Or if you're talking about like at the bottom, you just click on right here and then you click on a team. Do we notice your mock draft tonight? Probably not, if I'm being honest with you, just because it's getting late. And I was going to play either a game tonight, like by myself, or just go to bed, to be honest with you. Because I got shit to do tomorrow in the morning. I got to record. No way y'all get me Judkins in a mucking offense. I just don't think it's smart to draft Judkins because of how bad the Browns' offensive line is and how bad the Browns are. Just in general. Like, they're just going to be bad. Now, I could see the argument for Judkins is he's really good, but I counter that with their offensive line's bad, and Dylan Sampson's going to be catching the passes, not him. And who knows how much it's going to be Watson? Who knows how much it's going to be Shedeur? Could Shedeur coming in completely derail everything? Could Watson coming in derail everything? It's just gross. Now, how do you get off where it highlights a person? Oh, I think you just click again. Just click once and then click a second time on them. So the quarterbacks are going a little bit earlier in this one, which is interesting because, again, I said this yesterday. The quarterbacks, every league is so different. Some of your guys' leagues, Josh Allen might go in the 2nd round. Some of your leagues, he might fall to the 4th or the 5th round. Some leagues, you see Josh Allen go, and then not until the 5th or the 6th round does Drake May go or Lamar Jackson. In some leagues, they might go in like a giant run. Okay, so we're back up here. We got 2 running backs, 2 receivers. Definitely in a 2 flex league. I'm not looking for Burrow here. I guess we could take Burrow for the stack, but I want more receivers and running backs. So let's double tap receiver here. Let's go DJ Moore and steal Hurts' stack here. I just really like DJ Moore this season. I might be fooled by him. Maybe he's just not good anymore. But we've seen Josh Allen resurrect these receivers before. And I like Carnell Tate and Christian Watson a ton. I think we took Watson yesterday multiple times, so we'll go Tate this time. Tate might be one of those where it's like a slower burn, right? He's a rookie receiver. weeks 1 through 5, maybe, you're thinking, fuck, why did I draft Carnell Tate? And then, the rest of the season, you're happy that you did. More preferred to draft Tate in the 6th round, like if he's on your bench, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're in like a one flex type of scenario. But I'm still fine starting in week 1. I just wouldn't expect week 1 Carnell Tate to rip off like a gigantic game. I think Fannon's this year's McBride. I think that's a good call. Henderson is going too high. He isn't even the starter. Henderson is super interesting because like Ramondre Stevenson struggles so heavily with just holding on to the football. But deep down, I feel like Mike Vrabel just likes Stevenson. He likes that smash mouth type of football. And it feels like this might be one of those scenarios where everyone goes in on Henderson again. Henderson busts at ADP, but is really good next season. And like now people are not ready to buy back in on him, right? We see this all the time. I'm very high on the Bengals this year, especially Chase Brown. I agree with you. I'm super high on the Bengals. The Bengals are going to be one of the best offenses in the NFL. Their defense is upgraded. It's still going to be bad. They're still going to have to throw the ball a ton. They want to see. I think it's perfectly fine to draft Chase Brown and Burrow on the same team. I've done that a bunch on Underdog. Ooh. I like our team. I mean, I do think Jefferson is more risky than going like double running back off jump. But I felt like we kind of had to do something different because, again, like when you do mock drafts, you shouldn't just do the same thing every single time, right? Especially me, right? If I come on here and do the same thing every time, you guys are gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like I've heard you talk about these players, the same players every single time. Got the wide receiver 1 in New Orleans in the 6th round. Yeah. I didn't know Chris Olave fell to the 6th round. I know what you're talking about, though. I like Jordan Tyson, too. I think it's more of like a 1A, 1B scenario. But Chris Olave did just get paid the fat stack. So he's clearly in the good favor of the offense and the coaching staff and the GM and the owner. Jadarian Price goes in the 6th round. I'm going to be honest with you. I was really in on Jadarian Price early on in the summer. Was drafting a bunch of them. Then I read about Charbonnet coming back, and I'm like, fuck. Maybe I don't want to be drafting Price super high. And now the more and more I'm thinking about it, I'm like, man, like if Charbonnet isn't ready, which I don't think he will be, like Jadarian Price could take the lead back role and just roll with it. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I think Jadarian Price is a very high upside player. Eric All Jr., he was getting work 2 years ago before he got hurt in Cincinnati. What team is Eric All on now? So in that 3 group of wide receivers going in the 3rd, who's your flag plant this year? In the 3rd, you're talking like Pickens, Egbuka, Olave, McMillan, Higgins. My guy is probably Egbuka, even though I have T. Higgins ranked higher. I think Egbuka, his ceiling is top 3 receiver. I don't know how much higher I can rank Egbuka, though, because like I'm already pretty high in Egbuka. He's my wide receiver 16. T. Higgins is my wide receiver 15. Like I'm very high on him. Very, very high on him. Craig Lord goes double tight end, which is very interesting. Very, very interesting. Again, we saw Rome do this a few days ago. Very interesting to see. Because I never really see this utilized in my home leagues where people are ripping off 2 tight ends this early. Can it work? Yes. All still in Cincinnati. Okay. Tight end 1 in the 7th. Kyle Pitts, baby. Kyle Pitts is like the only tight end in the mid-range that I'm not in on. Because it's like, I don't know, something just feels like every year we just always draft Kyle Pitts and it just never works. Like, I know he ripped off that gigantic game at the end of the season. Like, if you had Kyle Pitts, congratulations, week 15, you won. He scored 35 points. Then he scored 11 at 1 point. It's like, dude, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, we're back up. We're going to start looking towards running back soon. Do we take one here or not is the question. By the time things swing back around, we're not going to love the running backs. I'm going to go receiver first here, though, unless there's a tight end or quarterback we like. Like Gadsden, this range of tight end, I'm just waiting. I do like Kittle, though. And the quarterbacks here are all good. Like Herbert, Dak, Lawrence, Purdy. We don't have any stacking partners here. Let's just go running back first. Let's just get Jonathan Brooks. There's no way he's went right. Yeah, right. Yeah, no, he hasn't won. And then we're going to go. I don't know if we want to go tight end, quarterback, or receiver here. I don't love Pierce. I feel like I'll be fine at receiver by the time things come back. We just got our running backs. We're going to go quarterback or tight end here. How many teams have quarterback? A lot of you guys do. A bunch of teams in the middle don't. Fuck it. Let's go Dak. Again, like Dak, Herbert, Lawrence, Purdy, toss up between all of them, in my opinion. But because we have Javonte, now we're getting all the touchdowns in Dallas. Again, I think Dallas can be a good offense. Chig or Juwan Johnson? I would take Chig just because I think Jordan Tyson being there. Like Juwan Johnson, I just can't imagine getting. He had so many targets last year. I have to get off of quarterback to pull it up. Juwan. He just had a ridiculous amount of targets last year. 102. Like, I just don't see that happening again. I'd rather lean Chig. Evans or DJ Moore this year? I prefer DJ Moore. Listen, man, Evans is another year older, and Evans is one of those guys that's also like, you know, he's insane, right? He's like one of the best receivers in the NFL for a while. Very good player, stand out in camp. But like, over the last 2 years, he hasn't completed a season. He hasn't played a full 17 games. You know, he played it in 2023, but besides that, before that, he wasn't. It's like, I don't know, man. And he's 32. There's just question marks. And he's on the Niners. They're just cursed with injuries. I'm not saying, like, Mike Evans can't be good. That would be stupid to say. Like, a lot of the time, also, when I say, like, I'm fading a player, it doesn't mean I think the guy is bad. Like, I don't think Mike Evans is bad. I just don't like drafting him where he's getting drafted because he's so touchdown dependent on a team with Kittle and Christian McCaffrey. Now, Pearsall getting hurt. Sure, but they have Debo, too. It's like, I don't know. I'd just rather go DJ Moore as the clear alpha on Josh Allen's offense. I can see both of them failing, though, easily. But I'd rather just take the wide receiver one on the Buffalo Bills. Make sure you guys do hit the like on the stream if you haven't already. If you have not already. I wish that there was a way. Oh, no, never mind. I was just scrolled down. I was going to say, like, that the top wouldn't be cut off how it was. You know what I always say is, like, if you're a fan of the team and you want the guy because of that, just take him, right? No hurting on actually enjoying your time, right? That's not why I like A-Chain. Again, I will always say, like, people will always accuse me, Nick, you're so biased as a Dolphins fan. Like, have I said anything this year that you guys think is like legitimately biased? No, because like I'm not saying the Dolphins are going to be amazing or something. And when I said the Dolphins would be good, they typically were pretty good. When I said they'd be bad, they were bad. Except for last year, I thought we'd be good, and we fucking sucked. Algier, Love, Benson, and Connor. Connor or Benson, the odd man out? I think Connor's the odd man out. I think Connor still has trade value. I think Algier is going to be a pest to Love, more like early on in the season. Like, maybe they get some rushing touchdowns and Algier gets them, and you're just pissed if you have Jeremiah Love. But I think a couple weeks in the season, it's going to be all Jeremiah Love, to be honest. I still think even with that, Jeremiah Love's not going to be that good. And people are going to be mad that I took Jonathan Brooks in like the 7th round. You know, if this was like a mock draft video, people would be like so pissed. Nick, why are you taking Jonathan Brooks so early? Because I literally think if we keep hearing people suck off Jonathan Brooks, he's going to go in the 7th round. He's going to go before Chuba. And we got him after Chuba, but he's going to go before Chuba. I can guarantee you that. Yeah, so we made the smart move taking quarterback. Connor goes Dart in the 8th. Max goes Trevor in the 9th. So, I mean, Gale doesn't have a quarterback. Azdic doesn't have a quarterback. Very likely that we would have gotten shafted if we wanted Dak. Again, like, at this point, like, I would be fine with Herbert or Purdy. And Gale didn't go quarterback. So I guess we would have been good. You know, I predict these things wrong. Just got the RB1 on a top offense. Blake Corum, baby. I think a lot of people are so confident on Kyren this year, and like maybe I'm just stupid because I've always been in on Kyren. Like I've been banging the drum for Kyren. Yeah, I figured so. Your team is pretty good. You're doing a good job here. I really like how you started. Again, I don't like Kenneth Walker, but again, I get why people like Kenneth Walker. But I do like your team. You're cooking. Who's your tight end going to be? Who are the tight ends that are available still? Someone did take Likely in the 8th, which I thought was a little bit, which I think is early. But I mean, I get it. I get why people like Likely. I like Likely, but I just don't think you have to take him in the 8th. But you never know with how these drafts go. You literally never know. Sometimes you just got to get your guy. Tight end now fucking sucks, though, by the way. Like, it doesn't actually suck because I like Kittle. But, like, none of these guys feel like, the Gadsden, the Kincaid. Like, none of these guys feel like league winners. Like, I like Goddard and I like Andrews. But again, I don't think either guy is like, oh, that's going to be like a top 3 tight end by the end of the year, right? All right, we're back up. We'll go Kittle because I think when Kittle is healthy, and I think he's going to be healthy to start the year, he might start off slow, but he could be a top 3 tight end. We would have gotten Herbert if we waited, but we didn't. We have 1, 2, 3 running backs, 4 receivers. This is a double flex league, so we need more receivers. Let's go Diggs again. I know people might not like me taking Diggs because Diggs still is not a team, right? And obviously, Diggs could end up in a scenario where we don't want Diggs, but he also could end up in a great scenario, just like Debo, right? Where people are drafting Debo in like the 10th round or like the 12th round, and now he's going to go much higher. No one took a Debo yet, I don't think. Yeah, no one has taken Debo yet, but that's just because he's buried. And I guess that's the interesting thing about doing drafts so early. Like a week from now, Debo's ADP is going to skyrocket up to this range, right? The Rams will be leading a lot. I can see a lot of quorum to keep Kyron fresh. I agree with that. Someone took Dak in the 7th, and my 9th round pick, Pittman, is out targeted him by a bunch. Yeah. Oh, DK, not Dak. I mean, I get why people like DK. I fell for DK last year. DK is built like a Greek god. And if they're throwing the ball more, so a lot of people think DK is better than Michael Pittman. I don't think so. I agree with you, but I get why people like DK. There goes Debo, because I mentioned him. He was obviously going to go. I think in your guys' most home leagues, round 9 or 10, I think is where Debo will sit. I don't know how many people will be able to argue for Debo higher than that, if I'm being real. Like, I think it's going to be hard to find an argument to really rank him much higher than that. Alrighty. Alrighty. Let us go. And thank you guys all for watching, by the way. There's 6, 7 of us watching right now on YouTube. Make sure you guys leave a like. We will be getting off after this draft. I would love to stay on all night, but it's like, I don't want to fuck up my voice, to be honest with you. And if I stream for too long, like we've been streaming for 2 hours, we streamed 2 hours yesterday, we streamed 2 hours the day before, I might get messed up, especially because I have to record too. It's not like I just stream. All right, we got to record in the morning. There's going to be a mock draft tomorrow morning, 1st of August. And then a strategy video Sunday. And then I think rankings and strategy videos throughout the week. And then like my big strategy video on Friday or Thursday. So we're going to have some fun this week. And it's going to be exciting because the more and more we learn in training camp, the better and better we'll feel about these players that will inevitably fuck us over. Metcalf slept on this year, buying the dip. Fair. That's fair. I mean, I bought the rise. You're supposed to buy low, sell high. I bought at the peak last year. I was buying him in the 4th round, right? And it didn't work. Last year, I got destroyed by a couple of people. I think I did 9th pick on stream yesterday. I think I did. I haven't done a video on it yet, but I will be doing a video with every pick because once we get like past the first week of August, I start doing 2 videos every day, which is a regular video plus a mock. The mocks do so well that I have to do it, and I like doing the mocks. It's the most fun because you can just talk about random shit. Like I don't just have to stay on one path talking about 5 or 7 players, right? You can just go off the beaten path, talk about all types of random shit. You want my thoughts on your team, Connor? I got you, man. Puka London, love the start. You followed it up with Jeremiah Love, who I don't like. I get why you like him. I get why a lot of people like him. I don't like him. Bucky, I'm nervous about. You followed it up with a condom wrap, Travis Etienne, which is fair because you have more question marks with Bucky and Love. I love Kraft. Marv is a huge question mark. I like Dart. I love Higgins. Your team, I would say you started off well. You have a great tight end. And it could work. I don't love Bucky or Jeremiah Love, but again, I will tell you, just because I don't like them doesn't mean they can't work, right? Because if Bucky's just clearly the guy and he goes back to how he looked his rookie year, he could be a high-end RB2, low-end RB1. Jeremiah Love, if everything goes his way, he could be a top 5 running back. He's that good. ETN, I just feel like more of a safer bet. And I really like Tucker Kraft, so I think that's a great pick in the 6th round. And I like Dart too. So overall, like if Puka and Drake London are the wide receiver 1 and 2, whatever the fuck you did at running back won't even matter though. Like in reality, if those guys are just carrying you every week. 10th pick mock. Again, once we get into August, I'm going to do a mock from every pick. So it'll all get done for you. Like, subscribe. Yes, make sure you guys are joining the Discord too. Thoughts on my team? Thoughts on your team? Which team is yours? You're Mr. Bruce Wayne, right? Again, I can never. I am terrible with names. Just so you guys know, I get people's names wrong all the time. My girlfriend, I call her my girlfriend. My wife is friends with this girl, and I can never pronounce her name correctly, and she gets so mad at me, and I can't do it. I can't get her name correct. I don't want to dox the girl or something, but I can never pronounce her fucking name, and I feel like a dumbass every single time. Okay, the running backs are just fucking ass at this point. At this point, you can just reach on whoever. Once you get this late, just pick whoever you want. So we're gonna get. Did Keaton Mitchell go? He did. Let's go Dylan Sampson. We're gonna go receiver 2. We took our quarterback and tight end early. You might need to technically take 2 tight ends with Kittle because we don't know necessarily how healthy he's gonna be, but we won't do that here. I don't love drafting Travis Hunter in redraft just because I literally think you're never going to know when to play him. But he's going to have big spike games. Let's go running back again. And let's go Tank Bigsby. If something happens to Saquon, Tank Bigsby's cooking. Give me thoughts on Team 5. Oh, wait. We were talking about Bruce Wayne first. Sorry about that. CD, Genty, Scatterboo. I like it. I like the start. I don't love Flowers. I'm like, Flowers is one of those guys this year where it's not like fade him, and I'm not like, I love him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, it is what it is. I love Jalen Hurts. I love Christian Watson. I'm starting to get high on Parker Washington. I think this draft is really good, except for I would not have taken Likely in the 8th round. I think you just could have waited, to be honest. But I do like your team. Team 5. 5. JT, Nico, Igbuka, Luther, Judkins, Tyson, Pitts, Corum, Pittman, Worthy, Kincaid. So I thought you said Pitts was the tight end 1. Why are you drafting Kincaid then? I do like this team, though. I really like this team. Again, I don't like Judkins. I'm going to be real with you. I don't like Judkins. I just don't. And that does hurt your team. But again, your team is good. I'm gonna give, actually, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to wait till the end, and I'm just going to give everyone my thoughts. Spoiler alert, most of the time, you guys draft very normal. You're not doing egregious reaches. I'm going to say your team's probably fine. Like, I'm not going to just say any of your guys' teams suck unless I think they suck, right? And it would take a lot for your team to suck because if you're just drafting normally based on watching, you know, my videos, watching other people's videos, your team's probably not going to suck on paper, you know? I got to be in that 10-man league practice draft. Yeah, I will be doing 10-team mock drafts on the channel. We'll probably do a 10-team mock draft on stream too eventually. I'm going to try to stream more just because I just enjoy doing it. Like, I enjoy talking to you guys. And streaming appears to be the best way to get subscribers to my channel. And I want to get 50,000 subscribers. I can't believe that I'm even that close. Like, it's just so crazy to me. One day I would love to get 100,000 subscribers. And I think streaming is a great way to do it. I'm also going to start making YouTube shorts too. I'm going to do it all. Bro, low-key, the guy with 8 pick is Buns. Amon-Ra, Rice, Kyron, Lamar. No, this team's actually pretty good. I actually kind of like this team, to be honest. TBH. Yeah, I'm gonna rate all your guys' teams at the end, just so you know. All your teams, I'm gonna talk about them right at the end. Thanks, Taurus. I appreciate it. No problem, Connor. Wait on quarterback. I got Bo Nix in the 12th highway robbery. That's what I'm saying. The thing is, though, I will tell you, I feel way better about Purdy, like Herbert, Dak, those guys that I do about Bo Nix. to be honest. Yeah, that's your team with the pick 8. I assume so. That's just how I feel, right? I like Bo Nix, but I like those other guys. They're just a tier above. Ricky goes. Ricky. Have they ruled Ricky out for the season yet? His knee is still being evaluated. Continue to evaluate after the PCL issue. Concern. Exploring all options. So undergoing procedure now could cost him his whole season. Okay. I mean, I think he's done for the year, but again, I'm not a doctor, and we also don't know for sure, so I can't definitively say he's done. But I haven't drafted him since. I have not drafted him since that injury. It's safe to say he's done for, in my opinion. Or it's safe to say he has no value by the time you're if you're drafting right now. Shig. All right. Do we take another tight end or just go receiver? I think we should probably just go receiver. And just hope Kittle is back. And if Kittle's not back, we just cut someone. Man, the receivers down here are so gross. So gross. But that's every year, right? They're just high upside picks. Probably going to go Dell if he doesn't get taken. But you guys are all watching the stream, so you probably just take Dell. There's a bunch of random names down here that I could pick, though. High upside. Emmett Johnson goes. All right, we'll start off by ranking team 1 because, their team is complete. Jahmyr Gibbs, Malik Neighbors. Interesting to see, where Malik Neighbors does stick. Is he going to be a third or a second round pick? Thinking more second, but he could be third. McBride, McLaurin, Drake May, Cortland Sutton, J.K. Dobbins, Jacoby Myers, Rashad White, Woody Marks, Dallas Goedert, Jalen Nailor, Franklin. I like your team. The biggest issue, though, is you have too many. You took too many in the 6th and 8th round. Too many condom wrap safe receivers. Right? I think if you're taking Sutton, you shouldn't be taking Jacoby. Jacoby feels to me like I want 10 points. Right? Whereas you could get, who went later than that? You could have gotten Wandale, who's just a better condom wrap, right? You could have gone Pittman or Downs. These guys more upside. So again, I'm not trying to nitpick everyone's team. And this team's fine, right? This isn't a bad team by any means, but I think you played a little too safe at receiver. A little too safe. Max. Jamar Chase. Kenneth Walker. George Pickens. Devontae Adams. I think we talked about this team already. Went dribbling late. I like this team a lot. This is at least a B at minimum. This team is a B minus, and this team's better, so it's a B plus range. Cragg, B Rob, Bowers, Hall, Waddle, Williams, Jane Daniels, Laporta, Common Guy, Wandale, Casey Concepcion, Coker, Pacheco, Chig. Don't think you should have taken a third tight end. I think you needed another running back. But this team is very different. Again, anytime you take 2 tight ends that early, it's very different in my opinion. Which makes it hard to truly quantify how much I would like that team because I never draft teams like this. So in reality, I don't love it. But I don't think you think B is crazy? You want to know why it's a B or B plus, I said. B or B plus. And I'm not just handing out A plus or S tier fucking lineups to everyone, all right? And I'm not robbing you. I don't like Kenneth Walker. And I've said this a million times. But it's just based off my opinion of how I'm ranking things, right? If Kenneth Walker's great, I'm gonna look like a dumbass, and your team's amazing, right? Okay, we need a receiver. Did Dell go? He did not. Okay. So Craig Lord's team is so different, which makes it hard for me to give him an A. So he's in the same range as Mac Nasty, where it's B or B plus. Brev got a B minus. Connor went literally super aggro Jeremiah Love, super aggressive Bucky, and then condom wrap ETN. I think the condom wrap of ETN saves it. Saves a little bit. Pretty risky team, which I respect. If Puka and Drake London are the wide receiver 1 and 5, this team is amazing. So I like this team. This team's also a B. Again, like your team would have to be dog shit for me to like really shit on you though. Gale's the tight end one with Pitts, obviously. I like Gale's team a lot. Gale probably has my favorite team so far. This one's like an A minus, but that's only because I don't like Judkins. And yeah, so it's an A minus. Bro drafted Lemon though. Who drafted Lemon? Lemon drafted a Lemon. A Lemon. Asdick. JSN. Derrick Henry. Josh Jacobs. Garrett Wilson. David Montgomery. B. Thomas. DK. Rico. Downs. Debo. I love this team. I hate Garrett Wilson, but I love this team. Crag Lord. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. I do like, again, none of you guys drafted a bad team so far. I love this team too. This team is also in the range of like A minus. And again, no one's going to get like an A plus unless you just got a million falling values, which is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. No one's getting and because you would need every, like the only way you get like an S tier team is if you're drafting against like complete and utter idiots. Like that's the only way you get it. 6 didn't draft a tight end. Spoiler alert, just so you know, there's a waiver wire in real life. I guess not here. There's no waiver wire. But they could just drop Mahomes or something and pick up a tight end. Richard. Yeah, man. Richard's cooking with fucking gas right here. Cooking with fire. I don't like Shakir. I don't like Reed in redraft. But he cooked. He also gets an A minus. Fantasy football goes Amon-Ra, Rice, Kyron. I also really like this team. This team's also an A minus. Like none of your guys' teams suck. Bruce Wayne also cooked, but he took likely way too early. This is more of a B plus. The truth. And again, just because you get a B minus or like a B, again, whatever my grade is, the draft, just so you know, the draft, like I'll say this a million times, the draft isn't the be all end all, right? In a mock draft, it is, right? Because it's all you can see. It's a mock draft, right? But in your like regular home league, you're picking people up, you're trading people, right? So it's not life or death. See you, EG. See you, Mr. Bruce Wayne. James Cook, Chase Brown, love that start. Tet, Ladd, Mike Evans. I don't like Mike Evans, but I do like the whole team as a whole. I don't love Malachi Lemon either. But this is also in the B plus A minus range. Hurts. I never like my own teams when I draft Josh Allen in the 3rd round. I just don't. I just personally don't like it, but I do think you drafted very well for it. You went really heavy running back early and quarterback, but you drafted enough receivers. I will have questions though, to be honest with you. Like week 1, you're starting Devontae Smith and Odunze, obviously. And obviously Allen, obviously Warren, Hampton, and Barkley. But like your flex spots are suspect as fuck week 1. Again, that's just week 1 though. But like, what are you gonna roll out? Ramondre Godwin or Ramondre Gainwell? It's suspect. And then my team, of course, S tier. I'm just kidding. Jefferson, Achane, T. Higgins, Javonte, DJ Moore, Carnell Tate, Jonathan Brooks, Dak Prescott, George Kittle, Stephon Diggs, Dylan Sampson, Tank Bigsby, Tank Dell. Got the tanks at the end. I do like my team. I don't think this is the best team I've ever drafted. I'd give myself like a B plus to an A minus. Like this isn't the best ever, but it's good enough. And again, none of you guys really had that bad of a team. I think Craglord's team is by far the most controversial. Should not have drafted Chig, but other than that, very controversial because you drafted 2 tight ends so early. I think the team with the most upside by far is the team that took, where is it? The Puka London team. Because if Jeremiah Love hits, this is the kind of team that just wins off of Jeremiah Love, Drake London, and Puka just straight up carrying you. 6 didn't draft a tight end. Yeah, but again, like in these kind of, you could just cut someone, you know what I'm saying? Team 5 got Egbuka S tier. Good night. Got to run a 14-team draft. Those are one of those forms where everyone has a plan to get punched in the face. I agree with you. My home league, that's now a 12-team league, used to be a 14-team league. Bananas. 14-team leagues are very difficult. It's fun to play in, but we did a 14-team mock draft last year on stream, and I guess we will do another one on stream, but it's so funny because a majority of people don't play in 14-team leagues. So like a majority of the people in the draft had never have played in one besides me. And it's like so funny how quick the running backs dry up and like how unready people are for that. So thank you guys for watching so much. We will be live again, probably not tomorrow. Me and my wife are going out to dinner with a couple of my friends. So, with Johnny, who's watching the stream. He's eating fucking McDonald's right now. Shout out to Johnny. So yeah, that's what we're doing tomorrow. So I don't think we're at a stream, but I think we will stream on Sunday. I think. And then we'll be streaming throughout August as well. So I appreciate you guys. Love you long time. Have a great one. I'm going to go eat something too. Good stream. Thank you, Richard. Hope you guys have a great one. My view is if you don't get a top 5 tight end, it's not worth drafting to waste a pick. That's fair. That's fair. That is fair. Though some draft like websites will force you into drafting a tight end. Like I'm not sure which ones don't. Like maybe it's I know NFL. I know for sure NFL forces you to. I'm pretty sure. Have a good night. I'll see you guys. Good night. See you guys tomorrow at a video. See you Sunday at a video as well. Probably going to stream though on Sunday. Make sure you guys are in the Discord. Peace out. Oh, actually, we'll play some nice music on the way out here. I don't know what any of these sound like because I don't have my headphones in. So, with a nice rock music on the way out. Love you guys. See you guys on the flippity flop. Good boy.